Hi guys. I don't know. I think we should be live now. Hello everybody. Welcome on in. Hi Nalinka. Hope you're doing well. Welcome on to another stream. I think the last time we did the stream, it's not that long ago. I think I did it on last weekend. I believe so. That's how it was. 1 second here. Just gonna reduce this volume a little bit. But yeah, I hope you guys doing well. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for popping by. I know this is I kind of planned it to do it not every week or every couple of weeks. I wanted to do it once a month, but I really wanted to do a small catch up. So I'm not gonna do it too long, unlike the last time, which went for 3 hours, which was crazy to be honest. But thank you so much, guys, for coming. Hi, Nalinka. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good. I have been these past couple of days, I've been very focused on trying to create something fun, and it's not video wise. Trying to create something artistically fun, I guess you can say. And I was really struggling because I was not having any. I was not getting any kind of focus or any kind of inspirations to do it. So it was really hard to figure something out. But I finally figured something out. So there's that. Oh, that music went up. Hey, Jessica Hall, how's it going? Good evening, good evening. Looking good. Like the haircut. I don't have the haircut. I should just have a ponytail. So it's just too hot here, so I cannot put take my ponytail off. But thank you, camera. Oh my god. There you go. Looks cool. Yeah, I used to have short hair. Not like this. I used to have a different hair before. But I like my long hair, so I really like my long hair. By the way, you might be looking, I might be replying to you guys a little late based on how you guys are seeing it. So just keep in mind that you guys might see my reply to your questions or your concerns a little late. So there's something that I actually forgot to do, which is the stream latency. I'm supposed to keep it low so that it's quite quick. Amaninder saying, how's it going? Welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for being here, by the way. I appreciate you guys coming along. Yeah, it's just something I thought, I really thought that, it's hard for everybody to, you guys are living your own lives and it's a lot of things that's happened. You have to live your life. You have to do a lot of different things. So I appreciate you coming here and just hanging out with me a little bit. So I'm just going to say that for quite a bit. So just give me a moment. As I actually tweet about this a little bit. If you guys don't know, I'm also on Twitter as well. So I'm just gonna tweet just very extremely quickly. I've been actually collecting some photos, not photos, but stock images of where is this? Yeah, stock images of some of the something that I really want to create. And it's something really different. It's just a poster that I wanted to create, and so I've been trying to figure out what I can find to create that, and it's just a time-taking process. So but it's fun. I really have something. I'm really inspired to do something. Really inspired to make some kind of artwork with Photoshop. It's gonna be really fun. I'm doing it for practice, really. But yeah, I'll try to figure out how I can go along. Bishop Gaming, how's it going? I've been looking forward to this. Thank you. I really appreciate that. But yes, the idea of this stream is to just talk about some of the games that I've been playing. As you know, in the title of this stream, Stellar Blade, Tales of Kenzara, and some gaming controversies. Not really much, but at least Stellar Blade and Tales of Kenzara is two of the things that I really wanted to talk about. And a hint of this other game called, oh my god, what's the name of the game? No Rest for the Wicked. The hint of it. Because I've been playing these 3 games right now. Stellar Blade, Tales of Kenzara, and No Rest for the Wicked. Again, thanks to all these, so for Stellar Blade, thanks to PlayStation, they gave me the game. EA, thanks to EA, I'm an EA creator, so I got the game because of the creator program of Tales of Kenzara. No Rest for the Wicked, I actually would thanks Keymailer for that. They gave me the game. So again, all these 3 games, I need to create something about it. So this is not going to be for No Rest for the Wicked. I am still very much struggling. I'm going to get into it a little bit. Just give me a few moments. Give me 1 second. Oh, no. That's not what I wanted to type. Just want to type something really quickly. Games. Wait, just give me a second. Sorry. Really quickly, just wanna do this. Is this the one? Yeah. Sorry. Okay, it's done. Whatever I needed to do, it's done. Sorry. I'm doing great, thank you. How has it been for you? I probably answered that question. Maybe. Could be wrong. I'm gonna get to you in a second. Sutachai, hello. Nalinka, I'm thinking about buying Stealth Blade. Actually, the demo is really fun. I didn't expect it to be so brutal. Yes, it is. It is pretty brutal. Retired Shub. Welcome on in. I've applied for more than 20 key games on Keymailer. No success yet. I can't enter people for some reason. This is not Twitch. Really? It's weird. Like, I don't know why. Like, that soothing music, I appreciate it. I don't know why that happens. Sometimes I'm not able to do that for certain people as well. Like, I can probably do that for you. I remember there's someone I couldn't. There was someone I couldn't. At least in the Remedy live stream when they did, I was not able to. But yes, so in for Keymailer, just to answer. Not on phone. That makes sense now. Oh, that makes a lot of sense now. But actually, even on PC, I was not able to do it for some individuals. I don't know why. I don't know. Let me see if I can tag retired. Okay. Anyway, so for Keymailer, it is something that I'm on tablet. I guess maybe it's probably an issue on tablet. And I apologize. I don't know why that's an issue. I stream on both here. Gen X here. It's fine. Not an issue. I appreciate you being here. That's okay. It's hard to string along with all these different places, you know. Hey, Captain R1 Ryzen, you are captain here. Good to see you. But yeah, it's I stream on both places sometimes. YouTube, I stream quite less on Twitch. I do stream on Twitch. If you guys want to follow me over there, I don't know if you guys would like to. I do stream on Twitch. My URL has changed actually. But I do stream on Twitch with this link here, but I'm not consistent at all. I'm not able to figure out time. So I'm trying to do that. I'm very bad at it. So I'm just trying to figure out a time. But yeah, I do stream on Twitch. Quite less often I stream on YouTube, but I do have an amazing community like you guys. So I do stream. I do want to do some streams at least once a month. Just to catch up and talk about some stuff. But yes, coming back to Keymailer. And this is for those guys who want to like kind of make their own YouTube channels or streams and want to cover video games. Keymailer is you will get a lot of different keys in Keymailer, and you have to like maybe at times go to indie games or do some indie games reviews in order to get some of the bigger games. Like you have to get some reviews in your inventory, I guess. You have to do some kind of reviews for some of the games, which is, I know, like it's not every game is as good as like, let's say Stellar Blade or let's say Tales of Kenzara. It's not as good as those, but there are some games that are pretty nice. So you have to do some of those streams or video reviews, whatever it is, a little bit. Maybe it could be short format, and then put it out there so that, you know, then later on you might get some of the bigger games. But I don't get much of the bigger games in Keymailer either. I think because of my channel has grown so much, and I have these amazing actors as guests. I think that's one of the reasons why I get it. You know, I didn't get a lot of there were a few games that I wanted the keys to get from Keymailer, but I didn't. I was declined. There were a lot of games that I remember I was completely declined. I don't know why. But to be honest, I'm at fault here at the same time. I haven't reviewed. I got some games, but not so, like some of them were good, some of them were not. And I remember one of the games that I got, I don't remember the name of it, but I didn't make anything out of it. So I'm lucky that I still got the game for no rest of the wicked. But yes, I have a lovely Twitch hangout who will raid you if you're on at the same time. Oh, that's pretty cool. I don't know, the timings is going to be very different. So I stream around this time. This is my best time that I can stream it. Or I can stream earlier, but I don't usually stream earlier. But this is the best time I have. But I'm doing pretty good. Retired ship. I am doing pretty good. Again, as I said, the last few days I've been working. I've been thinking of making something creative, like posters and stuff like that. But I do create posters, and those are minimalist type. If you guys don't know, I have a website, and I have a store in there. So let me just quickly do a shameless plug here. But I do have a store. There are some posters out there, t-shirt design out there, but that's the design I have. But I used to make some other designs, very Photoshop, very it's called image manipulation. If you can look up to it, if you can look up right now, image manipulation is basically bringing different images together, blending them in to make it a cohesive, understandable concept that can tell a story. So I had that. I used to do that a little bit, but I got very demotivated. And now I'm trying to get that motivation back. So I have that strong motivation. So I wanted to do that, and I've been looking around and trying to get some assets so that I can start working on it. I have not started it. I still have some more assets to do. So that is what I was doing, and I was working on some videos today. That's all Matthew Perret at the last episode that came out on this channel. I was editing some videos. Again, I have a sheet prepared. I plan all the videos that I'm gonna get it out from the one episode, and I'm plan all those videos. I have a check mark list. So if I do one edit, I check it off, and then I move along. So I have a couple more videos to edit from that episode. I keep on uploading shorts on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, whatever I can. Again, this is like something that a strategy, I guess you can say, for growing a channel or something like that. Just making sure that more people get to know about this podcast and get to know about what's happening with this podcast in general. So that's what I do. And so, yeah, it's just one of those things that and again, I have not played a game. Actually, I did play yesterday, I think, at night. I played like 2 hours of Stellar Blade. So, yeah. I managed to mod Max Payne 3 on my PC, use Sam Lake face mod, and gotta say it looks. Yeah, I know the Sam Lake face mod is in the Nexus mods, I think. So I know that. That's pretty cool. Which console do you play? I have a PS5. That's the only console I have. I used to have a PS4. I don't know if I've showed this before, but I used to have a PS4. I have some of these games taken out, but I used to have. When I got PS4, that was in 2020. The reason I got the PS4 was because I have to play Last of Us Part 2. That was the reason I got a PS4. I remember I was like, fuck, Last of Us Part 2 is coming on July, I think it was. And I was like, I have to play that. So I bought a PS4. It was like a secondhand PS4. It was a pretty good price. At the decent price from me. When I bought it, it had God of War 2018, Uncharted 4, and Horizon Zero Dawn. It has these 3 games for free, and I played God of War first. I didn't know about it. I did see some walkthroughs of it, but I didn't know much about I knew about Kratos. I knew about God of War. I played a little bit of God of War 2, but I didn't know much. So I went along and I played that. Then I played Uncharted. In order to play Uncharted 4, I played all 3 Uncharted games. So anyway, from PS4, I went to PS5. Not recently, like last year sometime, I bought a PS5, and I sold my PS4. But I still have my PS4 game. So I have Resident Evil Village right now as a PS4 game. Lost Legacy is the one I have. And Horizon Forbidden West. I do have WWE 2K19 and The Last of Us, the remastered one. But I don't have it right now. I give it to someone. So yeah, only PS5. I don't own a Xbox. Marcus, how's it going? And Om, welcome on in. I will get to your comments right now, actually. Your channel has grown quite a bit over the year. I still remember subscribing to your channel only because you were at 999 subs and wanted to be 1,000. Oh, that's pretty cool. Thank you so much for being the 1,000th subscriber. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's insane. We just crossed 7,000 subscribers. That's amazing. So thank you, all of you who subscribe, who are watching, who continue watching, who are here on the live stream, who listen to the episode on Spotify even. Thank you so much for all that. It really means a lot. It's insane that I started this podcast back in 2022. At that time, my channel was, I think, a little less than 1,000 subscribers. That was 2022. And from there till now, it's insane. And I remember, I think the start of 2024, my channel was 4,000 subscribers. So this is the highest number of subscribers I had in my channel forever. So in 4 months, I've gained 3,000 subscribers, which is insane. So thank you to all of you. And yeah, this year has been insanely incredible. Working in some ways with Remedy has been amazing. Sam Lake, having Sam Lake on, having Ilka, having Matthew was amazing. And again, Matthew was thanks to Remedy, really. I reached out to Remedy and they helped me out I actually reached out to Remedy before for Sam Lake, and after that, Sam Lake and the Remedy team were like, okay, we're gonna help you possibly get Matthew Peretta, which was amazing. So yeah, that was that. I'll get going. I might be back in a while. See you later. No problem, Nelika. Thank you so much for being here. If you come along later, I appreciate that. If you don't, that's okay. That's all right. Insane. Yeah, the work ethic and the grind is crazy. Yeah. I've been growing my hair and haven't been to a salon in 5 months. Nice, very cool. I remember the time I started growing my hair was back in 2020 when the lockdown started. I was like, I'm gonna grow my hair now. Before that, I did grow my hair a little bit, but I would cut it down. I think I did grow my hair a little bit, and then it's a wavy hair. I don't have a straight hair. I straighten it, but like it was a wavy hair, so I was like, ah. But then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna still grow it. So I grew it, and now it's been since 2020. I did cut my hair, but not like too like very short. Like I kept it long, but yeah, it's been since 2020. But Pim Pam, how's it going? Welcome on in. Good afternoon to you. I just said that. I'll get going. I'm in a phase right now where my hair are not too long and not too short. Gotta pass the stage. I get it. Yeah, you'll pass the stage very quickly, actually. Am I dreaming or you were talking to the Alice Wake voice actor? I'm not complaining, just wondering. No, unfortunately. So Alice Wake voice actor, yes. I mean, she's the actress. So Alice Wake's actress, Christina Cole, I think is her name. Christina, we had a schedule. Technically, I was supposed to talk to her right before Sam Lake, literally a day before I was going to talk with Sam Lake. But on a day or a day before, or probably on a day, the agent reached out to me and said that she is unfortunately, first of all, she was ill and she had some issues. So we had to reschedule. And then a few days later, her schedules were kind of she was very busy and she was not able to find time in her schedule. So I was told that maybe sometime later this year, we can probably revisit it. So maybe sometime later this year I can talk to her, but she is having an incredibly busy schedule. And I understand because she's an actress, so she has a lot of different things to do. And so yeah, unfortunately I couldn't get to talk to her. But hopefully, I'm hopeful. Let's see what happens. Maybe in a few months, maybe I'm gonna try to reach out again in August or next month, or maybe in August. Not August, July or June, something like that, and see what happens. But yeah, I did announce it, and so I'm sorry that it didn't happen. But just life, just how it goes. Having Sam Lake on the podcast was definitely insane. I never expected that to happen. He was literally on my guest list as like a dream guest, someone that I would never be able to have. So to have him has been insane. And ever since that started happening, ever since I started getting folks from Remedy, a lot of things changed. So ever since that day, like BAFTA Games followed me on Twitter, which is insane. On the day of the award show, which is also crazy. So a lot of things has happened, and yeah, I'm really thankful for everybody who watched these and shared it with people, whoever you did, and it's just an incredible journey. So thank you for being on the ride, really, and still being here. To be honest, I haven't upgraded to PS5 yet, but because I'm waiting for PS5 Pro. I don't know what PS5 Pro will really have. I mean, to be really honest, in my honest opinion right now with PS5s, PS5 Pro might be a good value, but I don't see why PS5 Pro right now. Because, for instance, PS5 in itself doesn't have a lot of exclusive games. It doesn't. There's Ragnarok is not exclusive anymore, like to PS5. It's also on PS4. But then you have Marvel Spider-Man 2, Demon Souls, Returnal is now on PC. What else? There's not a lot. Ratchet and Clank is probably another one. There's not a lot of exclusive PS5 games to really, push your money into buying a PS5 Pro. So that's just how it is. It's just there's not a lot of games exclusive to PlayStation. Not saying that games are now coming to PC, and that's not the point. The point is, like, I don't know, like back in PS4 times, or maybe 2018. Let's say I'm just gonna pick a year, 2018 or 2016, something like that. You had a lot of games coming to PS4, only on PS4. Even now, if some games come out on PS5 and then let's say in 2 years later down the line they come on PC, that's fine. But we need games on PS5. Like there's no games on PS5 specifically, you know what I mean? Like that's the selling point in some ways. Sure, if you're a console player only, then your PS5 is fine. Like I don't mind. If you're an only console player, that makes complete sense that PS5 will be the fit for you. And yeah, with pro version, you will have probably some boost in performances, and you'll probably have some change in the CPU and the GPU aspect of it. Maybe there will be more RAM storage in this point. So yeah, there will be definitely a change in how performance is done. I don't know, because still games have been made in quality and performance mode. So I don't know how much of a difference it will be. So that's just how it is. Performance mode is always going to be 60 FPS, lower graphics, and quality mode is going to be 30 FPS again. So I don't know what much of a difference will it give really, in comparison. So yeah, a little bit of performance boost really. What do you think about Until Dawn remake, which is currently under development? Until Dawn remake, yes. I mean, oh yeah, didn't they have a trailer, I think, of Until Dawn remake? Yeah, they did, right? Yeah, so it's coming on PC and PS5, which I'm happy that it's coming on PC. And it's one of those games. Again, it looks very, very nice. I think I'm just gonna share this really quickly. But it does look a little nicer, I think. Let me just really quickly do. That's not what I want. Where is display capture? But yeah, it does look pretty nice. Like we have these screenshots over here, which is for the remake. And I think obviously with the if anybody has played the original Until Dawn, they will be like, oh, it just does not look as good. Like I get it. I understand. Like there's some things in, like the original had that extra shadows, has that kind of filter, I guess I would say. You would have a different look and feel, obviously. This is more enhanced. The lighting is different. The smoke effects are different. It's more realistic as compared to the previous generation, I guess you can say. So you will find some of the lighting differences, and you might prefer the first one because the first one looked in a different way because of the technology at the time, or the rendering processes at the time, or the effects at the time, or the details in the effects at the time. So you will see those changes. There's a lot of not a lot of screenshots, but it's coming on Steam, which I'm really looking forward to it. I don't know if there's a blog post or not, but let me see if there's some kind of blog post. Yeah, there you go. It did it. Crazy how the graphics for original Until Dawn still stands up to new games. It does, in some ways. I think I would say the Quarry right now looks far better than. Oh, it's the same thing. The Quarry right now looks far better than Until Dawn, even the original one. In my really honest opinion, they have come a long way from Until Dawn. The way it looked, the Until Dawn at that time looked very different. It looks much enhanced. Obviously, it's an enhanced version. I would not even call this a remake. It's just a remaster of some kind. But it's like an enhanced edition. But Until Dawn looks quite better in terms of facial. Like this is not how it looked in my eyes. This is not exactly how it looked in the original. It looked good, but if you played the Quarry, which is also from the same developers, and also 2K, they made the animations there, the facial capture there is far better than the original Until Dawn, at least. So I think that's why this exists right now, but that's just one of those things. So in my honest opinion, this looks like more of a remaster than a remake, but it's coming on PC, so I think that's why it's like a. So I believe that the original version is going to be taken away in some way. I don't know, but yeah, it's not really a remake. It's a remaster. It's like just reimagining, I guess. Not even reimagining, just enhancing the quality. So it's like a remaster, just changing the engine changes, lighting changes, some of the details changes. Just those changes. So it's visual change is the basic more important thing, and obviously with PC it's a control change, and then with PS5, because of the engine changes and everything, you can have 60 FPS performance, maybe some ray tracing going on. So yeah, there's not really a remake in my opinion. I will not call this a remake. I'll just call it a remaster of some kind, because there won't be any much gameplay changes really. There's not much gameplay going on in this game. You don't have action. You have choices, and you have quick time events. So there's not really a gameplay or something. So yeah. Sittich. What did I pronounce this? Sittich. Sittich. Sursana Saga Hellblade 2. It also, yeah, I've seen Hellblade 2 too. Hellblade 2 2. That's it's a pretty good game. It's a pretty good looking game. Hellblade 2. There was some controversy going on with Hellblade 2, wasn't it? Oh, the 30 FPS thing that was going on with Hellblade, which was stupid, really, in my opinion. Let me go and there was some really odd conversation with that. That it was confirmed. It was confirmed to be playing at 30 FPS on Xbox, and there's no performance mode. It was this one. So it was told like there's going to be no performance mode in. I'm gonna bring this down. No performance mode in Hellblade 2. It's going to be running at 30 FPS on Xbox, and all that stuff, because the director of the VFX says that it will be more cinematic. And a lot of people were like, what the fuck, man? The game is going to run on 30 FPS again? Like, I thought we are going to have games on 60 FPS. And I understand that conversation at the same time. But I think like what Ninja Theory, I think the studio Ninja Theory is trying to do is trying to create that cinematic, actual cinematic. The reason why cinematic is called cinematic, actual cinematic experience, and it's a short story. And I feel like Hellblade 2 has those cinematic scenes. And so if you see movies or TV shows, they don't go even less than 30 FPS. Sorry, even to 30 FPS. Every movie, every TV show, animation, everything that you have seen has never touched 31 FPS. All animations, all movies, all TV shows are always 24 FPS, or to be very precise, 23.576 FPS. That's the FPS that they shoot in, or it's produced in. So that's how you see that cinematic feel, and that's what the Hellblade 2 people or Ninja Theory wants to do. They want to give that cinematic feel. On why it is cinematic the way it is. If you see any movie in 60 FPS, you just not feel it right. It just not feels right. That's what it is in this game. This game does not have high-paced action, intense, gameplay. It doesn't have any of those. If you have played Hellblade, you know what you're getting into. So it's not that. It's highly focused on storytelling. There is some combat in it, but that you will not find something like you have a huge parry system that you have to time it perfectly right, or you have dodging perfectly right. You have souls like game. You don't have any of that. So you don't have fast pace. So I don't see 60 FPS being like, oh my god, 60 FPS is not that. How can we play it? It's just the fact that that's how they chose to be in the visual aspects of things, not like in terms of, because the gameplay is not much there. So for example, if games like The Walking Dead or Wolf Among Us or Life is Strange, if games like those get 60 FPS or 30 FPS, I don't mind either. I still would love to play in 30 FPS because it gives me that feeling that I'm getting, that I want to get. So I understand these guys. Obviously, there are a lot of people who had a conversation about how Redfall is capped as 30 FPS at release, but it became 60 FPS. But Redfall is a first-person shooter. A first-person game in a 30 FPS would be jarring. A first-person game in 30 FPS would be very much jarring. I think if a platformer game in 30 FPS can be a little jarring. But if the game has a specific focus on a specific aspect of the visuals, I guess you can say, then it doesn't really matter as much. All the other games have gameplay as a major priority, and then comes kind of like cinematics and stuff like that. Even games like Horizon or Demon's Souls or Ghost of Tsushima, Red Dead Redemption, Last of Us, all these games have gameplay as well as the storytelling as like the focal points. Like it's these two as focal points, but Hellblade has story as its focal point. Everything else comes later. So in that opinion, I feel like 30 FPS, in my opinion, kind of makes sense. I obviously understand a lot of people want like 60 FPS, but I still feel like 30 FPS is very much fine. But yeah. Xbox exclusive games are coming to PlayStation because of how Xbox has been struggling. I need to bring this here. Xbox have been struggling with exclusive since the Xbox One. I don't know if there are any Xbox exclusive games. That's the answer to this question. Like I don't even remember if there's any Xbox exclusive games, because there is not really. There's no Xbox exclusive games at this time. Redfall is one. We have not seen anything else. Hellblade is going to be the second one. But there's not many, so it's hilarious that people kind of can't talk about it. But at the same time, I feel like sure, like Xbox I think did a lot of sales right now with their. I think I remember seeing something where Xbox had a lot of sales than Sony, or something like that. I think at least something that is what was there unless it's something that I'm reading wrong. Oh, the console sales must be down then. Okay. So yeah, you were right. So according to this, Xbox sales are 30% down, but Microsoft CEO is still boasting we had 7 games among the top 25 of the PlayStation on the PlayStation Store, which is, I don't know what games they're talking about, but like, yeah, the sales of Xbox in general is bad. Finally, we are expanding our games to new platforms. As Satya Nadella says. Why Satya Nadella? What games came out? So Obsidian, Pentiment, Grounded, Hi-Fi Rush, and Sea of Thieves will be heading to PSO. That's a different thing. But yeah, the hardware sales are down 31%. I think that's the obvious. The hardware sales will be down 30%. That's going to be given, I think, at this point, because of how Xbox console doesn't really make sense to buy because there's not many games out there. So yeah. Megalyn, I'm so sorry I said hi to you after 5 billion years. I'm so sorry. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for being here. What is your favorite game or games? My favorite games, I don't have a favorite game, but I do have a certain list, I guess. I don't even remember. I don't even make lists. But on the top of my head, I would say Last of Us games, the 1 and 2, both games. So Last of Us, Ori and the Blind Forest and the Will of the Wisp, those 2 games. Firewatch is a fun one. Horizon games, they have been really fun for me. What else? The Batman trilogy, I guess. The Arkham Knight trilogy, I mean. The Arkham Knight trilogy, Spider-Man games, the Marvel Spider-Man 1 and 2, and Miles Morales. No, not so much Miles Morales, but Marvel Spider-Man 1 and 2. What else? I'm trying to remember what other games. Oh my god. There's a game of Edith Finch. That one that I really liked. Hellblade I really liked. So there's some of these games that I can like remember right now at the top of my head. Death Stranding is another one that I really loved. I really love Death Stranding. So yeah, those are some of my favorite games, I guess you can say. Yeah, games that I would like to kind of, yeah, you can call it favorite games at this point. When I played RDR2 on PS4 Slim, made me uncomfortable. Why? Well, it's worth more than 30 FPS. Yeah, of course. Yeah, if there's a lot more action and fast-paced stuff, then it will be more than that. 30 FPS is good. Why did you feel uncomfortable playing it on PS4? I thought in PS4 it was 60 FPS, was it not? I thought it was 60 FPS. I could be wrong. Then again, the facial expression of Corey were also a bit scuffed, in my opinion. I think in Until Dawn, it was more weirder in Until Dawn. At least that's what I remember of the animations. I just didn't find the animations in Until Dawn very believable. Like in the Quarry, it is still believable. Like, yeah, obviously there's some issues. You cannot get like perfect, depending upon what kind of budget you have. But you know, like in Until Dawn, it felt, I could see like it just didn't feel right. That kind of did take me off. I think the eyes would take me away. The way the expressions were being made and the mouth, how it was moving, it just took me away from the experience a little bit. But still, I would say Until Dawn was far better than the Quarry in the game, because Until Dawn was a horror game. The Quarry was not really a horror game for me. I feel like Until Dawn had that moment of, you know, there's 2 different things happening. You don't even know about the second one. You know only you kind of start getting to know about the second one, but you know about this first one that's happening, which is really intriguing. And then you find out who really is behind it. And then the second one pops in from out of nowhere. So you're like, what the fuck? I thought this wasn't real, but now it is. So I really like, so you're not expecting, your expectations go haywire. Like it's just all over the place. But in the Quarry, I could see what's happening from a mile away. Like that's how it was for me in the Quarry. It was really fun to see people getting killed, but it was not really to the levels of unexpected moments in that game. But the quality was like far greater, and I think the gameplay wise, some of the elements were better. One of the complaints I had in Until Dawn is there were a few moments when you get jump scared and the character would be screaming or whatever, or no, you would get jump scared, the character won't scream, and the next scene that you see of the character is just He's just calm and is collected and is just walking through. And I'm like, did he just not get jump scared right now? Like, what happened? He would literally get a jump scare and the character would not even react. I'm like, did that not happen? Like, so that was very awkward in that game. Until Dawn was that one Until Dawn game that I just didn't understand why it didn't carry to the next scene. It just made no sense. But apparently they fixed it in the next games. Halo and Gears of War are still... they are. See, Halo and Gears are still exclusive, but the Halo Infinite didn't do so well. Apparently there's going to be a next Gears game, which I saw. Apparently there's going to be a next Gears game. This one, let me show it to you. So apparently based on the actor, there was a claim that Xbox is going to be showing a new Gears game this summer. So it could be Summer Games Fest, it could be Xbox's own live stream. And yeah, apparently in the Xbox Summer Showcase or whatever, it looks Indiana Jones. Oh, Indiana Jones in the Great Circle, Avowed, and all that stuff. New game, Gears of War and Call of Duty games. Oh, Jesus Christ. But apparently there's an actor who, yeah, okay. In a Twitter post, JD Phoenix actor Liam McIntyre also appeared to imply that we will hear about the follow-up to Gears 5 at the Xbox Showcase. Asked whether JD's death in the game is canon or not, McIntyre replied, "I have no idea. I think Gears of War will tell us all in June." So, like, he has literally said that. Is the tweet available? I wonder. I don't know if his tweet is available. I've not followed Liam, but oh, look at that. I think people missed the "I have no idea" part. I'm just hopeful. He just leaked. But anyway, I have no idea. I think Gears of War will tell us all in June. So anyway, so yeah, apparently there will be a showcase, I guess so, with Gears 6, I guess, showing it on the Xbox and Bethesda showcase. And then we'll probably have a new Call of Duty game, which I'm not looking forward to at all, one bit. But there is going to be a new Gears game. And so we'll see how that turns out to be. But yeah, there's the Gears and Halo, and there's nothing else. In Xbox, there's like no other exclusives. So, or any other game that Xbox always wanted to create, they don't have it. So that's just how it is. Can't wait to play Gears 6. I wonder which ending will be canon. Yeah, there's like 2 endings. I don't know which one will be canon either. So we will see about that. We will have to wait and see on how that goes. But yes, I wanted to really quickly touch upon Stellar Blade, because I'm going to get some of the other stuff here. But yeah, Stellar Blade is a very fun, action-packed game. And in Stellar Blade, you play as this character called Eve. And I'm assuming she's a robot. We don't even know what it is exactly in terms of that. But in general, a lot of conversation happened with Stellar Blade. The conversations drifted towards the fact that there's a hot girl in a game where you have jiggle physics and tight dress and outfits, sexy outfits and hot outfits, and that's what the conversation was. And I was like, I mean, that's sure, like the game has that appeal, absolutely. It has that hotness. She's hot, the character is hot, there's hot outfits, you do see jiggle physics quite a bit, quite a bit. But that's not the focus of the game. But obviously everybody is focusing on the game. There was like a censorship that someone was opening a petition to, like, censorship should be banned, we should be getting everything that we are supposed to be getting. I'm like, okay. Anyway, so Stellar Blade, the more important point of Stellar Blade is like it's a mix of a little bit of Dark Souls and something like hack and slash. And I think people who played Nier Automata would love this game, Stellar Blade, because it's very inspired from Nier Automata. And so it's that. So you will get those Dark Souls moments where the combat is heavily relying on you doing parrying. There's dodges, but that comes kind of later. But parry is the most important thing. So you have to parry, you have to time that parry. There's a particular timer that you need to time it on. And so you have that parrying system. You have different attack styles or abilities, I guess you can call it, with your weapon. And so you have these different attacking methods, and then you have obviously healing items, and you have skills and a lot of different things. But the area where it come kind of like Dark Souls is like the variety of enemies that you kind of fight with, and obviously again parry timing is what you need to focus on, which I'm trying to be better at it. I'm not good at it, but that is one of the things that is very much focused on. And then if you save at the save points, every enemy that you kill will be brought back. So it's like very Dark Souls in that aspect. Anybody you killed, if you save, they will be brought back, so they'll respawn. And again, you have these skills. You have a 3 different skill trees, and in one of the skill trees is the ability skill tree. Then you have your combat skill tree, and then you have a survival skill tree. The combat skill tree, you have all these combat techniques. So you have different combination of light and heavy attacks, which is pretty cool. You have like all these different combinations that you can utilize, which is really, really fun. And based on what enemy type you're fighting, you can change your combat styles or use a different combat technique, and you can work out. And then you have like skills that always, obviously you have like these I don't know what it's called. It's like battle something it's called. So you have to build that up to unlock these skills, and you unlock these skills higher, faster attack speed and more damage and all that stuff. There's also survivability, which is a little bit odd because you have things like dodge. So that's a skill that you have to unlock. And if you want to, and there's like a special dodge or something like that it's called, where you cannot dodge anytime. You have to literally time that dodge to make a perfect dodge, I think it's called. You can only do a perfect dodge. You cannot do any other dodge. Once you unlock that skill of perfect dodge, you can do it only once based on the attack. So there's a particular timing, and if you press the circle in PS5, then it does you do a perfect dodge. But then you cannot follow up with that dodge. So now you have to unlock another skill that makes you follow up with that. And then later on, you can also unlock another skill of the tree of dodging where you can just dodge normally. So it's a very weird thing that you have to, unlock that skill to have a dodge coming along. Similarly, you have like double jumping is not unlocked, so you have to unlock that. So there's some things in survival stuff which is like, oh, okay, that's a little odd. But apart from that, I think the game looks really good. The game is amazing. Visually, it's really appealing. You have really interesting monster design. The enemy designs are really cool. You have like I fought 2 horses, a horse type enemies, and you have a pig type enemy. Like, I'm just trying to imagine what the references was. So you have a lot of bugs and some really weird like a really weird alienish monsters as well. And again, all of it you have to fight based on how they are attacking. You have to parry. The animations are very cool. The only thing that I don't like right now is the story. The story is there. It's just there right now at this point in time. There's not much happening with the story. Same with the characters. The characters are kind of one-dimensional. I'm not feeling any kind of feeling. I'm not able to connect with any of the characters. Whether it's Eve, there's 2 more characters that you get. One is Adam, the other one is Lily, I think. The third character you get a little later. But Adam, I'm not able to connect with him at all. And then there's the Lily character come along. Not liking, I'm liking her more than Eve, the lead character, but I just don't like the characters much. The conversations are awkward at times. This just overall conversations are a little awkward for me, for my taste. I just don't like. And again, the story is there, but it's just not connecting with me. It's not really a powerful story as of yet. So it's just, I'm just going through the game, just playing. It's very fun to play the game. I'm really enjoying it. The combat and the gameplay experience is really cool. You always have a music being played as you're roaming around. But there's this soothing music of some kind of like this lo-fi music, but not exactly. So you have that. You have items that you can buy. You have skills that you can get. You have save stations like everywhere. There's save stations everywhere. And obviously with that save station, you have the thing to decide on. If you save, you will get your health wilds back, but the enemies will respawn too. And again, you can upgrade, so your health wilds, the default health healing system would increase, but you can also buy stuff like medkit or a gradual healing potion kind of thing. So far I've not played like much. I've played like 3 hours of it, I think. So not much really I've played, and it's been really fun. I'm really enjoying the gameplay, the world in itself, the enemies, the attacks. A little annoying feature of unlocking survival skills, which is odd. But other than that, everything else, like the skill the skills part of the skill tree is pretty cool, or the abilities part of the skill tree is pretty cool, and the combat gameplay sort of skill tree is also very fun. And yeah, and then there's jiggle physics, so you cannot get really disappointed with that. But I'm just disappointed with the story. I'm not getting anywhere. The characters are not so fun, and yeah, these are one-dimensional characters. The story is kind of one-dimensional as well. Something happened at the very beginning of the game, which is fine, which is good, but like it doesn't. I've so far in 3-4 hours in, it's not much happening. Maybe there's more later on, but for now, the character is just. I find the character very stupid at the same time. But yeah, and then you have different type of skins and stuff, so that's something cool. Yeah, that was Stellar Blade. Just wanted to talk about it a little bit. Are you excited for Indiana Jones? Yes, I am excited for Indiana Jones. I have never played. If there was any, I've never played any Indiana Jones type game. I mean, obviously there's Uncharted, but I've not played any Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones was so fun to watch. I know Troy Baker is voicing the character, which is I'm pretty sure it must be fun for him. But Indiana Jones looks. We haven't seen much of gameplay, so I'm assuming we're gonna get to see more of the gameplay of Indiana Jones. Looks pretty nice. Gameplay wise, all of it looks pretty nice. I don't remember who is making it though. I forgot. Oh wait, wasn't it the one who made Wolfenstein games are making this? Oh Jesus Christ, Indiana Jones game. I've actually not watched the recent. Yeah, so it is by Bethesda. Got it. It's called and the Great. I forgot the Great Circle. Let me just the Great Circle. Machine Games. I think it's Machine Games. Yeah. Looks pretty nice in my opinion. It does look pretty fun. Can I go to the other one? Creeper Man, thank you so much for being here. I'm sorry I'm talking too much, so bear in mind. I'm talking a little bit too much sometimes. I think it's funny how Sony owns Bungie now, considering they were Microsoft flagship company for the first two Xboxes. Kind of like how Rare was for Nintendo before Microsoft bought them. Sony owns Bungie. I don't know if Sony owns Bungie. Oh yeah, they own. Never mind, they do. Why do you think it's funny? I wonder. Have you watched Fallout show? Since then, everyone wants to make a remake of Fallout 1 and 2. I did watch Fallout 4. So, Fallout 4. I did watch the Fallout TV show. I have not played much of Fallout, so I feel like I'm the last person to ask if Fallout was any good as compared to the games. But I did enjoy the show. I do remember some aspects of it. I played only Fallout 3, very less of actually a little bit more of Fallout 3. I played very less of Fallout 4. It was a game that I just didn't really sort of connect to. It just was one of those things that I just really didn't sort of connect to. So so I couldn't play, and then some other game would come around at the time, so I just didn't continue. So yeah, I didn't finish or play much of Fallout. I know a lot of people are loving Fallout, like they love Fallout. Fallout 4 has gone up in players. Fallout 76 has gotten up in players. I think they got a new Fallout 4 a mod, not mod, like a upgrade, which is not working so well. So all of that is happening, but I think the show is pretty nice. I don't know if there's obviously connections, but I really enjoy the show. I do hate this one character. I'm forgetting his name though. Brotherhood of Steel. He was the guy who was like being the Brotherhood of Steel. I'm forgetting his name. What is he? Maximus. Yeah, Maximus. I do not like that character one bit. Not even though like towards the end I still didn't like him. Like I just didn't like the character. Like what the character believes and what he does. I don't like that character. Love the actor though. The actor did a phenomenal job, but I don't like the character at all. Just one of those things. Which ending did you pick? Marco? I'm on episode 7. The series is insanely good. Yes, it is very good. I enjoy the show. I'm waiting for a certain creature to turn up, but I suspect they'll keep that for season 2. Oh, I see. I would probably be very clueless on that. If you're in episode 7, what happened in the last 3 episodes? I remember the last episode. I don't remember the second last episode. Actually, I do remember a little bit of second last episode. Not working. Who? I know. Who would have thought? But there was like something happening. But I wrote Bethesda for some reason. Fallout. Fallout 4 had a new update, but there was something was happening with that. I don't the next gen update. It's just so weird, right? Bethesda have these update and they have all these weird issues every time. Any Bethesda game has that, like at least from Todd Howard. uh, so I want to see what exactly was going on. Let me see. Okay, let's see this. Oh, that's not what you want to see. Good job, me. Steam Fall appears most wrought with technical issues. The PlayStation 5 have struggled to obtain the update. To an availability error. Xbox, on the other hand, don't have access to the game's quality mode, meaning they can't experience from the main appeals of the. What? That really happened? That's funny. That specific issue was confirmed. I can confirm only 60 frames per second performance mode works right now. The update has a bug. Fallout update has a bug. Another bug. Looks pretty amazing. PC players, meanwhile, have taken to Steam to flag a myriad of issues. Many of the bugs that existed were promised to be fixed are actually still in the game after the patch. Finally update the game and they didn't fix a single issue. Damn, the bug fix list is short. I had a very low expectation, but this is much less what I expected. They didn't fix almost any of the bugs that annoyed me the most. VATS crash and perception bug in survival, for example. It is kind of amazing. Now I'm just waiting with interest what new bugs you get in this update. I mean, people should expect that. Like, it should be coming with bugs. Some players who can launch the game are finding myriad of issues, having no graphic settings, no launcher, defaulting to low settings, having a poor frame rate, and more. Are the people who got... Oh, great, go here. Are the people who got the game from the PS Plus collection upgrade fee as well? We don't have any information regarding PS5 catalog. Wow, that's great. When we're free from issues, perhaps the biggest came in when even trying to access the game. Oh yeah, Fallout 4 was free for PS Plus users. But this version of the game, nor the PlayStation Plus Essential Catalog versions, wouldn't allow players to upgrade to the next gen for free. Oh, so the free version that came in PlayStation Plus, you cannot get the upgrade. That's weird. The full $20 purchase is required instead, though Bethesda still confirmed this was an unintentional bug. I've seen some confusion regarding the free Fallout 4 next gen update for PlayStation 4 extra members. Sure. Like, I mean, I don't know what happened here. What the fuck is this? New makeshift weapons are missing textures. Loving the update. Who posted a video? Gotta love the Bethesda polish. I mean, can you just show me more? Let me see what it is. Oh, what? Well, something's missing. Yeah, so yeah, that's what's happening in Bethesda. Hey, Navinox, how's it going? Welcome on in. I don't like Maximus following the Brotherhood's code. No. I just don't like Maximus at all. Even though I finished the whole series, I still didn't like Maximus. I just don't like how he kept on lying and like I was so annoyed by the character. Like as a character, as a person, the character in itself, I was like, my god, he's so stupid. I just didn't like the character. Like I never got. I knew like it's gonna be one of those things where the character is annoying to you, and then later on we'll have like kind of that redemption arc. But even towards the end, which I still sort of see, I did saw that change. I did appreciate that change. I still didn't like him as a character as much as I liked anybody else really. I just still didn't like the character as much. So I still kind of hate him. Not exactly hate him, but I don't like him really as much as any other. So I just would be really annoyed when he was doing some of the things. I'm like, oh, all you're doing is lying, like, you know. So I think because of the game engine that they're working with, I don't know. It's like excuses to me as I hear it. It sounds like excuses to me. I mean, to be honest, like, yeah, sure. Bethesda is one of the things that people have been talking about is how they have to change their engine. Like, that's one of the conversations I've seen people talk about it quite a bit, that they have to change their engine. They have not changed it for God knows how long. So I don't know if they'll change it. I don't really know. Maybe, and hopefully they do, because they have a next, uh, what was and the next Elder Scrolls game in the works. Is there anything that else that Bethesda is doing? Elder Scrolls, and is there anything else? I don't think so. There was another Fallout game, but there was Elder Scrolls 6 that at least is in the works, and I think Todd Howard is going to focus more on that. But as I say, redemption arc, yeah. I mean, I didn't feel much of a redemption arc for him. I don't. There were some moments here and there which I was like, okay, that's good, but I didn't really see a redemption arc for that character. I just feel like it's just like ridiculous. Like for me, just me. I'm sorry if you might be finding him nice. I am not so much. So it's just a me opinion. It's just a me thing. And maybe I'm an idiot, but like it's just one of those things. I just didn't like as much of the character. Even by the end of it, like the way it ends, I'm like, really, okay. And he's still going by it with whatever. But like, I still like I feel like for me, I'm happy that I don't like that character because I feel like that's important. I don't know. I feel like that's very much important. Obviously, I'm looking forward to the season 2, which I'm super excited. They did such a good job. The set design, the Pip Boy look, the monsters, the Brotherhood of Steel, all of it looked very good. The landscape and everything, like the makeup design, all of it looked amazing. So Fallout 5 is coming after Elder Scrolls 6. I mean, I don't know if there's a Fallout 5. Microsoft, what is this? Okay, let me see. Microsoft reportedly formulating plans to launch sooner rather than later. So that is not what I want to see. Allegedly, they allegedly include releasing the next title in the series sooner rather than later. This is according to Jess Corden, who said on Xbox 2 podcast, they're currently formatting plans on how to get the next Fallout here for us sooner rather than later. Now, so who developed the title, he added that's what they are talking about from what I understand. Fallout New Vegas was theorized. Yeah, for this Fallout New Vegas, which didn't Todd Howard said Fallout New Vegas is kind of canon. This question of whether Bethesda should have worked on Fallout 5 instead of instead of Starfield. Did confirm a sequel would happen at some point in time, but only after the launch of Elder Scrolls 6. So it's insanely far away. You know, Elder Scrolls 6, I don't know how far they have gone to Elder Scrolls 6 because they announced Elder Scrolls 6. When did they announce? They announced Elder Scrolls 6 in 2018. That's a fucking long time ago. That's 6 years ago. Wasn't it 6 years? Almost 6 years ago. I'm right, right? Almost 6 years ago, they announced Elder Scrolls 6. We have no idea where Elder Scrolls 6 is. It might be 6 more years from now. So, you know, Fallout 5 is quite a long time. I mean, you can easily wait like a decade, I think, to get a Fallout 5. I don't know, maybe within a decade, but it's going to take quite a bit of time to get a Fallout 5. I see no problems here. Why can't they take time to do one game really well? I wanted to play Starfield. I was really excited a little bit. I mean, a little bit excited. It was really vast, ambitious as hell. There was a lot of things going on. I was part of a group. I mean, I am a part of this group. They talk so much about Starfield, having so much. There was like 6-hour discussions. And I was like, that's really cool. The way they were talking about it. I just didn't get into it as much. Like I didn't play Starfield, but I just never got the hype anymore because I knew too much information. And then I saw people's like kind of opinion early on. I was like, well, that's disappointing. Like a lot of people had disappointment in the faces. I was like, what did you expect from Bethesda? But at the same time, there was a lot more disappointment from many other fans. I don't know. Like I didn't play it, so my views doesn't matter really. The people who played it, their views matter. I don't even know if I'll play it. I don't think so. I'll play it because I have so many games to play. To be honest, I have a lot of games to play. But yeah, it's just kind of sad that Starfield didn't go the way everybody wanted it to go. It really did go down. Like Starfield, I don't know, maybe like, is it? I don't think so. It's on. It is on Steam. So it's on Steam at least. Like it's mixed reviews overall on Steam. Even though 100,000 people have played it, it's mostly mixed, which is usually it's the winner of the most innovative gameplay award for some reason on Steam. It's the most weirdest thing I've ever seen. You know, the most innovative gameplay award goes to Starfield. I don't know how, but that's it looks like one game. Starfield had to be in some category, you know. But it's pretty mixed. A game that came out on that came out September last year. It's a very mixed response. I have never read responses. Who is this? Oh, Brits. In Oblivion, Fallout, Mass Effect, No Man's Sky haven't. Orgy, you have this? Jesus Christ. If you're looking for a screenshot, click here to. Wow, I love these. Okay, this is brilliant. All right, so good amount of diverse activities, solid visuals with particular attention to environmental and open world details. On max setting, it looks spectacular. Progression feels somewhat satisfying for the first 20-30 hours. For Bethesda game, the amount of severe bugs and technical issues is much lower than expected. Really? I heard something else. Unengaging main story, encompassed by one-sided, forgettable characters you likely won't relate to or get a feeling for. Enormous amount of recycled, copy-pasted content, including one-to-one copies of locations that, on paper, should be unique. Long-term progression lacks incentive. It essentially a constantly diminishing return in all aspects. Becomes a tedious slog without a satisfying goal. Space combat lacks depth, feels shallow, and boils down to a flat DPS check. Trader blows between ships most of the time. Getting most things done is a cumbersome affair due to high amount of loading screens, unskippable transition animations, and clunky formulaic UI layouts. Power creeps issues in later game. Even on very hard, you'll be able to steamroll enemies 30 levels above you without much issue. Exclusive full screen is unavailable. Only borderless or windowed mode? That's odd. Hit markers and other UI issues. Is it worth buying? No. The price of 70 euros may be worth it on paper as far as raw content goes, but the quality is lackluster and it degrades the more you go on. Well, I mean, I think that's one of the reviews I'm going to go with. But like, I don't know. Like, I've not played it, so it's probably the wrong thing to say. But yeah. I mean, 14 years is a bit much, but we might get less features this way. I mean, you know, it would be surprising if the Bethesda is able to release a game that is actually having less bugs, you know. They announced games. They announced games too early, just like Cyberpunk 2077. I do. Yeah, it's true. I mean, I was trying to figure a way out if there was a way to negate that statement. But there is not. There is no way to negate that statement. It is true. Like the Cyberpunk game, the trailer came out such a long time ago, and the game came out, and then it was like filled with bugs and all these issues. But the game had a redemption arc, which is pretty cool. Same with Elder Scrolls 6, came out 6 years ago. I cannot believe it came out 6 years ago, the trailer. But there's no update, nothing. So games are being announced quite early, and then you have that expectation level built up because it's from a particular studio. So the expectation is up here. And then when you finally get an update, the expectation rises up. And then if you don't deliver, it just goes down. It happened with Cyberpunk quite a bit. It happened with Starfield, but not as to the levels as Cyberpunk did. But I'm happy that Cyberpunk actually turned around and, you know, turned their way around. And now the game is like the way it was supposed to be, per se. No Man's Sky is like a great example of how they changed everything. But anyway, the point is that the games have been announced so early, which is a problem. I think not a lot of games were announced early, but like some of the games are being announced early, which is definitely an issue. Like you set a weird player expectations. You don't show a release time or whatever, which, you know, in any game that is being announced, you don't show a release time. But then you don't talk about it for years and years, and I'm like, what happened to that game? Like, I know one of the games from Ubisoft, I think it's been destroyed now. Oh my god, I'm forgetting the name. It's a game from Ubisoft that came out, that they announced the trailer, they showed gameplays of it, and it never showed up ever. Fuck, like, what's a Ubisoft game that I'm forgetting? Oh my god, why am I forgetting that game? There was one game in specific, uh, which is a sequel to the very old game, or to a very old game. Oh my god, there was one game. Where is it? Oh, Beyond Good and Evil 2. There we go. Beyond Good and Evil 2. They released, or they showcased a little bit of that. The gameplays was showcased. Everything was showcased. A lot of things were showcased. Nothing happened ever since. I don't know where that game is. Nobody knows where that game is. So yeah, it's just funny. They're really selling this game. You're talking about Cyberpunk, Jessica? I mean, it's just weird to see some of these things that's happening. Very very odd. And Ubisoft, like I do have. I just want to mention really quickly. I do have a second channel. Made that recently, quite recently. And this is more specific to video games. And I just make it in a different way. But I did make that's not the one. I did make a new channel if you guys want to check it out. In this new channel, I just more talk about video games in general per se. But that is, I recently made a video about Star Wars Outlaws. It's talking about that. The review or stuff. Oh, the review of Starfield. They're really selling this game. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, see, I feel like there's a mix of positive and negative. I think, I don't know, there will be probably sort of a balance of positive and negative. Sometimes positives and they comes down to negative. Something like that is going on with Starfield. At least that's what I'm seeing. But I have not played, so I'm not the best judge of that. And I've not played many Bethesda games even. So I'm not the best judge of Bethesda games at the same time. So I would probably, for someone like me who has not played much of Bethesda games, the bugs will really bug me, you know? But yes, with that channel that I just mentioned in the chat, it is a brand new channel. I talk about more video games over there. I plan on doing more review videos over there. But that doesn't mean that this channel won't have the same thing. I'm planning on doing specific episodes of Behind the Voice podcast where I'll be talking about certain games. That will be the episode, no guests, but just me talking about certain games. That's what I'll be doing in the future episodes, maybe sometime later. I'll be doing more of that. So that is also going to be happening here. I'm not going to be ditching that side of it. I'll be talking about some of the games and stuff like that in a podcast format. But in that different specific, the style that I want to create as a video that you can find in this second channel. But I was talking about Star Wars Outlaws from Ubisoft, and how they have different editions of the game. Star Wars Outlaws has like 3 editions. You have a $70 base game. You have a $110 gold edition. Then you have the Ultimate Edition, which is $130. And if you get the Ultimate Edition, you get to play the game 3 days early. That's why you can play the game. To play the game 3 days early, you pay $130. But then you get like some cosmetic items, which is odd. And then both the Ultimate Edition and the Gold Edition has the Season Pass, which a lot of games are doing for some reason. A Season Pass, which has an exclusive mission of Jabba the Hutt. An exclusive one mission of Jabba the Hutt, which you can play if you have that Season Pass. So you have to buy this Season Pass now in order to play that one exclusive mission. And then you also have 2 DLCs in the Gold Edition. It's just a weird tactic, like to lock a mission behind a paywall. One mission. And Ubisoft says like, oh, that's an optional mission. It's not really that important. It's optional. If you buy the Season Pass, then you can play it. But the rest of the Jabba the Hutt missions are still in the main game. But this one is an optional one, so it's fine. And I'm like, if it's an optional one, then why is it behind a paywall? Which means it is a very important mission because you definitely worked a lot on it. That's why it's behind a paywall. So it's not an optional. It's just a weird tactic that you're applying. You're dividing your players. You're dividing their trust. You're not building that trust. That trust has been broken down because of it. Then you have 2 DLCs with that in the Gold Edition. Anybody else who bought the base edition will never be able to play the DLC. They have to buy more, which I understand. Some of the games have those DLCs where you have to pay. But Ubisoft is doing that way. And then 3 days early stuff, which is weird. Then you also have the always online thing. You have to be online once at least to play the game because there's a day 1 patch that you need to download. And if you have a physical disc and you have to still download that day 1 patch, you will not get the day 1 patch in the physical disc. You have to still download it. So for some reason, if Ubisoft decides to stop the purchase of the game and stop anybody from playing the game, you can never play that game ever again. even if you have a physical disc, because you need the day one patch. And if the game has been removed, you do not find a day one patch, which means even though you paid for the game, a physical version of it, you still cannot play it because the day one patch is not available. And Ubisoft has removed the crew. Like nobody can play the crew at this point. I think so. Like anybody who has the crew game, no one can play it. Even though you have bought it, you cannot play it. So if Ubisoft can do that with the crew, who knows? Maybe they can do that with Star Wars Outlaws. So it's just a lot of, um, red flags with Ubisoft right now. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? You're just destroying it. I'm gonna play that game regardless, but you're just destroying it. I want to really play Cyberpunk 2077. I have a PS4 Pro, but it's unplayable on PS4 Pro. Really? I mean, there were lots of fixes. I don't know, like there's tons of fixes in the game. So I think you will be able to play it, but I'm not entirely sure since you have a PS4 Pro. So I'm not entirely sure if you will be able to. I think so you will be able to. Speaking of Starfield, I am looking forward to play it as well. Oh, really? Yeah, Starfield, right now, this moment, I'm not really that excited to play Starfield. It's just one of those things. I'm just not so much excited for it. I am excited for other games. I'm excited for Hellblade 2. I'm excited for this horror game that's coming out called Indica. It's coming out in 4 days, I think. Or hold on, let me see. Do we have 31 days in this month? Yeah, it's coming out in 4 days. So I'm excited for that game. It's a horror game. I like horror games. So I'm excited for that one. There's a few games that's coming out. Hellblade 2, of course. I don't remember the other games. But right now I am already playing some games. Like I'm playing Stellar Blade. I still haven't finished it. I don't know if I can finish it though. I'm playing Tales of Kenzara Zao. I'm playing that game. That's a very fantastic platformer game. I'm having such a fun time. Wanted to speak a little bit of Tales of Kenzara. I haven't finished it, but I played like at least six-ish hours of it. It's a platformer game, so it's not that long, but it's a really fun game. It's platformer. You have these different abilities again. You have two different styles of combat. You have one which is one of the style is basically wearing different masks, and one mask is a style of combat. So with the blue mask, I think you can say you have a gun or something like that. You can fire some shots which sound like it's ice. You can freeze water later on. You can also do heavy attacks at some point. So, but you can shoot with that one. And then you have a special attack that you can also do, which throws a ray of, I think, ice, I would say, or something like that. And then the other attacking option, if you switch your mask to a different mask, is a fire blade. So you have like blades, which is fire in type. Then you have heavy attacks with that. Then you have its own special attack as well, ultimate attack. I guess you can say. So these are the two types of like combat in that game, and it's platformer. So you have like dashes, double jumping, and you have to go around from one particular platform to the other to jump around and kill all these enemies, and it's a really fun game. And then you have moments where you just have to platform. You have to just jump around, see where you can find a way to cross this bridge and cross that specific path, and then go to the other side. It's just a fun game. And then there is a very heavy, touching story involved in it, which is amazing. Like it's super fun. The story is about grief, about losing someone special, and then grieving through it. And it's a very intense story from the get-go. It gets you, like it's very, very, very intense, and I'm really loving every character in that game is fantastic. So that's a game that I could immediately get into. And then the story has been really, really fun. Platforming is really fun as well. I suck at it many times, but it's really challenging, and I like challenging in that game. There are boss battles, of course, in 2D style, so it's boss battle in that style, which is I've done one boss battle, but like it's been actually two boss battles, I think. Yeah, two boss battles, I think so. It's super fun, and some really cool conversations. Some of the there's not side stuff, but you obviously have to collect some items, and you have some extra skills, I guess you can call it, at tablets of some kind that you unlock, and just helps you in combat. So it's just a fun little game that you get to play. Speaking of games, what games are you guys playing? Are you guys playing something new? You guys going back to some game that you haven't finished, maybe? Is Tales of Kenzara a double A game? I think so. It's called a double. It will be a double A. I'm very bad judge of if it's a double A game or not. Um, I don't even know if it's a double A. If it is called a double A game. Uh, like, but it's a platformer game. I don't know if it's a double A game, but it is backed up by other, like backed up by everything. It's backed up by PlayStation and backed up by EA. But it's an EA Originals. So usually EA Originals comes with these unique gameplay story based games, EA Originals. So it's by EA Originals, so a part of EA Originals. So I don't know if it's like a double A game or not. Um, it's a very good platformer game, at least that's what I can say. Currently trying to 100% Red Dead. Oh, Red Dead 2, very cool. It's a game that I have to play one day. I'm actually playing it. I haven't finished it. I played it a little bit, but I haven't finished it in a bit. Sorry, there's a lot of people following me on Instagram for some reason. It's probably Sam Lake. A lot of people are following me on Instagram. But yeah, I started at Red Dead 2 last year sometime. I don't even remember when. I'm gonna take my headphones off, so I'm just too hot right now. But yeah, I started playing Red Dead 2 last year sometime, and it was really fun. I was really liking it, but it's one of those games where I have to give more time to it. Does that make sense? Like I have to give more time to finish that game. Like it's a game that can go on for 2-3 months. Really, like I want to give that game proper time, and I'm not sure if I can get that proper time because there's always games coming out, and someone like me who talks to actors from video games, I'm always constantly going after the next game so that I can talk to the actors of that game. So I don't know when I'll get that time, but I'll have to figure something out because that's one of those games that I have not experienced, and I've experienced a lot of story games, and I know a lot of people just cry playing that game at the end, but I really am liking everything about that game. The game is very good, but like I just haven't got the time to get back into it. And if I feel like now if I want to get back into it, I would have to probably start from the very beginning, but I don't want to start from the very beginning. I think I can get back to it quite easily. I do know the story to the moment I am in, but I don't remember what I did last. So I'm trying to capture an alpha carnosaur. Total disaster. Capture a alpha carnosaur? Are you playing a Jurassic game? I was told I couldn't destroy smash my defenses. My god, I'm sorry, hold on. Pop out, please. So I can fucking read. I couldn't destroy stone, it smashed through my defenses. I'm playing Lies of Hey, VK Summit, welcome on in. Playing Lies of P. Very cool. I did play Lies of P when it came out. Wait, when it came out? No, I played Lies of P with the demo, and I realized that it's a Souls game. I'm like, oh gosh, not for me. So I played the demo. I sucked at it, and I was like, I'm not playing that game. I'm not good at Souls game, and I just get frustrated very, very quickly. It's the same thing. What's happening with me for No Rest for the Wicked? No Rest for the Wicked is the same guy, same game made by the same guys who made Ori and the Blind Forest, Ori and the Will of the Wisp. I love that game because that's a platformer game. No Rest for the Wicked is not. It's very Souls-like. Of course, the people who have played Souls game, they know Souls game like by heart and they love it. I don't probably they will not classify No Rest for the Wicked as a Souls game, but it's very Souls-like. It's very Souls heavy. So you have that in that game. You have this mechanic where if you're trying to kill someone and if you die, keep on dying, your weapon durability will reduce. The durability of everything will reduce. Your weapon, your armor, all of its durability is reducing every time you revive. So I died so much that my weapon durability was done. So now I have to find another weapon. So I have to really. Then I was like, okay, my armor is gone, my weapon is gone. I don't have enough money to repair them. So now I have to punch, and you can punch by the way in the game, which is pretty cool. You can like go behind an enemy, you can do a suplex, and that reduces so much of the health. But you have to do that now. So I have to I went around and tried to find some, but it's really hard for me to even beat some of the normal people. I'm like, man, I cannot beat that one normal NPC How am I supposed to do with bosses? The first boss I was trying to fight, I think there's one person who comes by later on in that very first boss fight. The game kind of like helps you there, where in the very first boss fight you can actually have this one person who will do repairs for free. So whenever you die, your weapon durability of everything reduces. You can get free repairs from that one person. I have gone to that one person for free repair like 30 times, I feel like, because I've died so many times on that very first boss fight. But again, that game is also one of those things where you have to really rely on parrying. If you know the timing of parrying, then you can know. And it's so annoying because now the No Rest for the Wicked parrying timing is different than Stellar Blade's parry timing. So I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna play Stellar Blade first. I'm gonna come back to No Rest for the Wicked maybe later. How many times do you have to use the word souls to explain a Souls-like game? As much as I can. As much as I can. Oh, you're playing Arc Evolution. Arc. I never played Arc Evolution. I'm playing Fallout New Vegas, Borderlands, and the pre-sequel, Mass Effect 1. And you're playing all these games. Damn. GTA 6 come out. I just really like getting 100% for games I like. Not super hyped for GTA 6. Yet, but I will eventually play that too. Oh, you're not hyped for GTA 6. I understand that. I guess I'm one of those guys who, hey Rayuki, how's it going, man? Roshan Joseph, welcome on in. Oh, you are Roshan Joseph. Okay, I see. Good to know. But okay, I'm one of those guys who don't do 100%. I don't remember the last game I 100%ed. I think Marvel Spider-Man would be the one. But no, I have not played, and I don't know 100% any game, and I get it. Like a lot of people do. I know some of my friends who do, which is fun. Like it's pretty cool. You guys 100% do everything that you can. That shows how much you love the game. GTA 6, I don't know how that game is going to be. It's going to take some time. I feel like 2025, sometime we'll get to know about GTA 6. We get to know more about GTA 6. I think so, hopefully. Maybe this year. Who knows? But looking forward to GTA 6. The trailer looked fine. I mean, looked good. Obviously, it shows Florida, as I supposed to. But like in the gameplay, we have not seen anything. Obviously, that leak happened. But I want to see the gameplay. I want to see how it is. And I want to see the prices. I know I saw some videos like people were giving like guessing what price GTA 6 should be selling, and people are like, it should be selling at $90. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm not buying $90 for a game. No, like I'm not gonna buy even if the game has 200 hours of content. I'm not buying for $90. No, like it's stupid. Like people have so much high expectations, and it's get it. I get it. It's Rockstar. People have high expectations, of course. They made some of the greatest GTA games, and Rockstar has made great. Like Red Dead Redemption has been great. GTA has been great, but like really, if the game really priced at $90, I don't think so. I mean, I believe a lot of people will be buying it. I'm not gonna buy it for sure, but like I don't expect people who actually are saying that $90 would be a good pricing point. I don't think so. They'll be buying that much, but who knows? It's just a weird thing to say. Like if it's Rockstar, yes, they should price at $100. Like what? No, fuck off. No. Why can't they remake Fallout New Vegas? I love that game. Oh yeah, the Fallout New. Oh my god, yeah, I know the Fallout New Vegas doesn't look that well. Also, those games are like piano tiles. Well, Raiki, welcome on in, by the way. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're doing well. It should be called Piano Tiles like. Well, I have not played much of Dark Souls games, so I don't know. I don't know what it should be called. I don't know. It's one of the best RPGs I've ever played. Yeah. I just started 100% the God of War games. So you're talking about the new God of War games, I guess? God of War 2018 and Ragnarok. Actually, I have not 100% that game as well. God of War Ragnarok, I have to play a lot more. I have not played DLC of Ragnarok as well. Played a little bit of it. I've not played a lot of things, and then I've not defeated all these fights. I'm forgetting all these fights. I've 100%ed God of War 2018, but I've yet to play the other God of War games. So I probably should play them sometime. I want to play the older God of War games. I've not played the original ones. I played the God of War 2, but for a very small amount of time. I remember playing it in a PlayStation 2 emulator called PCSX2. It was a very old version. I think it's a much better version now. It was a very old version of PCSX2, and I played the game on there and of God of War 2. I played the very first boss, like it's very early, I think I get the boss. And then, yeah, I remember that. I remember playing that part a little bit, and then I went a little bit ahead, and then I don't remember much. So I played that's like probably an hour of that game, and I stopped. New Vegas is super fun, 35 hours, and nice. I've not played New Vegas. I've not played much of Fallout, as I said, so maybe one day. Try managing a PS3 for God of War Ascension. Is that not available on PS like in general? I thought God of War 3 I know is available. What about $250 for? Oh yeah, the Tarkov has really fucked people up. There's a $250 edition of a game from Tarkov, which is very weird. It's called Ultimate Edition or Complete. Oh, okay. Tarkov's Complete Edition, I guess. So Escape from Tarkov. I don't know if anybody of you know about this game. I do own the game. I haven't played that game in quite a bit, but Escape from Tarkov. It's a fun game. It's an extraction game. I think it's not a game for me, but it was a fun extraction game. I tried it multiple times. It's probably not a game for me, but it's an extraction game. You go in these maps, you collect some items that you're supposed to collect in that particular game, or you just get in and just collect some items for yourself. And if you die, whatever items you have with you, even your gun and everything, will be lost. But if you successfully extract, well, you successfully extract, and then you have to manage your inventory and all that stuff. But you didn't have Escape from Tarkov had a very cool thing going on, but now they have a new edition, which is a $250 Ultimate Edition, which has offline play, so anybody can go and play offline, and every progression that you make in that will come to like will carry forward. So essentially, anybody who has the special edition will now, and so anybody who has special edition, whatever progress they make, they will be ahead of normal people who have the normal edition. So essentially, you're paying extra money to get more items for yourself because you can now play offline. You can play offline mode with your friends. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And then you have some other items here and there that you can get and you can utilize. And I'm like, for $250, that's like insane. My God. Yeah, I got the game in 2019, December 2019-ish. I think I got the game. It is for $40. I think it was then for $40. I don't know how much it is now, but it was at that time it was for $40. Escape from Tarkov. Yeah, at that time it was 40, and I don't know how much it is. Beta is available. How much is it now? Let me check. Oh, it's $35 now. But yeah, I bought it at $40, the standard edition, and now they have like a fucking stupid a higher edition, which is very weird. But yeah, that's just one of those things that a lot of people are talking about. A lot of people are complaining about how there is a ultimate edition that people have to pay more money. So it's now a pay to win situation where you pay and then you get extra rewards, and extra rewards carry forward, and it's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. I don't know why they're doing it. Are you asking a question to Megalyn if you don't have a PS3, or are you in doubt that you don't have a PS3? So God of War Ascension is not on PS3. I want to play the God of War games, the original games. I don't know how I can play it. 1, 2, and 3. I don't know about Ascension. There was another one I know. But I don't have a PS3. So I don't know. But it sucks. It's not on PS4. The only God of War game from the originals that's from PS3. Sorry, that's on PS4 is God of War 3 because it has a remastered version. As the 7th installments. But yeah, God of War, there's not only 3 God of War games, there's like more God of War games. Like 7 God of War games, apparently. I have to see how many games there are God of War. I'm looking at the very reliable Wikipedia for this. Actually, let me see. How many God of War games there are? I have to really see. Let's quickly see. Are these all the God of War games? I'm gonna look at Wikipedia. It's very reliable, I know. Can you have a list, or you just gonna? You're not gonna give me a list, like a very cool table list, no? Okay, son of a bitch. God of War 1, 2, God of War Betrayal for mobile phones. What the fuck? Chains of Olympus for PlayStation Portable? Okay. God of War 3, God of War Ghost of Sparta. This one, as I know, for PS Vita. And God of War Ascension for PS3. A call from the winds. What is this? A short text-based game released through Facebook Messenger? Why is this a thing? This makes... Oh, what the... Get up. This makes no sense. But anyways, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. These are the 5 games. I'm not counting the fucking mobile games as games. No, that is not what I'm doing. But yeah. I've got to go, I'm afraid. Got a team Twitch stream to join. No problem, Jessica. Thank you so much for being here. I'm not gonna go for too long, anyways. But so happy to see you here. I cannot speak English anymore. Thank you so much for joining in, and I hope you have a lovely time with your Twitch stream. They removed features from this and placed it into $50 version for Escape from Tarkov. It's just annoying. It's just weird. I don't know why they would do that. Did the music stop? That's pretty low. Oh, thank you. Why did you... really got away from focus, man. What the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah. The mobile game was done by Sony as well. 1, 2, 3 Chains of Olympus, Ghost of Sparta, Ascension, mobile game, and the 2 new ones. Yeah, total 9 games. But yeah, I don't care about mobile games. I mean, yeah, I would love to play God of War 1, 2, and 3 sometime, maybe. I know it's gonna be very hard for me to play them, like in general, because it's an older game. But I will try and see what happens. I don't know how I can play it though. Maybe emulators would be the one. Would be the way. I should have a PS3 lying around, but I haven't played it on a while. The only console I have with me right now is PS5. I don't think so. Like, it doesn't make sense for me to own 2 consoles right now. Not saying that Xbox and PS, but like to have a PS3 and a PS4, and because I don't have space to keep it. It would be just like lying there somewhere, collecting dust. I don't have like a storage space. I'm living in a rented place, so a very match friendly. Yeah, I know it's a very match friendly, but like the perspectives are different, you know. It's not like it's like the same way. It's like a different perspective. So how do I say, it's a different style of game, so it's gonna be very different to play. How's the work-life balance going? It's very bad. I would say I'm struggling with the work-life balance. Obviously, like at the daytime, I'm working on my freelance projects. I'm working on, mostly freelance projects. So that takes a lot of time. Currently, I'm doing one freelance project, which has been going on for the last 3 weeks. It's pretty annoying. But I have that, not 3 weeks, actually, for the last 4 weeks. Yeah, for the last 4 weeks it's been going. Like the next week is going to be the 4th week for that one freelance project. But anyway, it's a little hard to figure that out because I'm also doing that. I'm also doing my podcast. I want to do my second channel as well, so I'm doing that. I want to create artwork. I'm trying to edit the videos. I'm trying to create reels and create specific videos that goes on the channel. So it's very hard to figure that out, and I'm trying my best to do whatever I can, but it's a little annoying. But again, I'm trying to set a schedule. I have a schedule in place. Before this, I didn't have a schedule in place, meaning if I started working in the morning, let's say I start working from 10 a.m. in the morning, I would work the entire day. So from 10, like there's lunch break, but I'll work the entire day. Even right now, I'll be working. Like, not right now, but like an hour ago, I would still be working on something, like work-wise. I'll be working on some kind of editing most of the time. Now I have changed that. So now instead of in the evenings, I'll never edit anything. I'll never work on anything. In the daytime is what I'll do every work that I have to do. And by the time I hit evening, like it's 5 p.m., I'm stopping everything and I'm going on to scheduling, emailing, going on Twitter or X, and tweeting stuff, and then probably working out a little bit, and then playing games or making an artwork or planning for the next thing. Hey, Only Redacted, welcome on in. I'm doing pretty good. I hope you are doing well. I'm just figuring out some stuff, you know, like I'm just having a good time. I'm very much excited to do work on something that I'm trying to work on. It's like it's not podcast related. It's just something that I just wanted to create, wanted to learn. More importantly, want to practice. So I'm trying to. I'll start that probably tomorrow, um, when I can get the time. But yeah, that's what's happening right now. Favorite gamer? Don't go by Game and Madness name, by the way, anyone. So I'm still working for that company. No, I have left that company quite a 3 months ago, I guess. Well, you have more projects in the works than me. Yeah, I have a lot of things to work on, really. So if I really have to list, I have one freelance. Actually, to have two freelance projects. One of them is uncertain at the moment. So yeah, I'm just gonna ignore that. It's just uncertain at the time. But I have one freelance work project in the works. I have the other freelance project is uncertain, and the third thing is I have my artwork that I want to make. This particular artwork, it's a project. I'll have assigned that as a project anyway. That's the thing I want to work on. I have the episode that I just recently released, Matthew Poretta. I have videos to work on. I still have 2 videos to work out. I have listed down the videos that I want to work out. So I have 2 videos to work out on that. So that's a 4th one. I have 5th is I have to play. If I want to list out from that, then I have to play Stellar Blade and I have to play Tales of Kenzara. I have to play those games and then hopefully eventually play No Tales for the Wicked. Did I say that right? No Rest for the Wicked, yeah. So I have these 2 games to play. Those are 6 tasks. And basically the reason I want to also play those games is because I want to make review videos of those games later on in the 2nd channel. So I have these 6 things to do. And at the same time, obviously the 7th thing is to research and get the next guest, research about them, to talk with them, have that interview thing happening. So that's like the 7th thing, I guess. So I have like 7 things technically in the works, all at the same time. So it's a lot of things, and so that's balancing all 7 things is pretty hard. Not all 7 things happen at the same time. Right now, I think like 5 things are happening at the same time. I can always, there's some priorities. So like my freelance work will always be the highest priority. Then comes the podcast. Everything related to the podcast will have the highest priority as well. My artwork will be the lowest priority, so it will be quite low. I can do it whenever I want. But yeah, that's how it kind of goes. You have subscribed Tim Kaine, the game developer you like. You would like him. You have subscribed Tim Kaine, the game developer you would like. What? I don't know who Tim Kaine is, unfortunately. Might have to. Maybe I do know. I don't remember. Oh, Tim Kaine. This guy. Hey, wasn't he? Didn't he talk about? Was he that talked about God of War? Oh, maybe not. No, not him. So here's the thing. I don't exactly want to talk with developers because of the fact that, and he's not a developer per se, but like he's a creator. But like the reason I talked with Sam Lake, and the only things I talk about with Sam Lake are the things like why a scene was decided to be a scene. What made you decide to do a scene, this particular scene, X scene? What was the importance of Y scene? What was the need for a Z scene? So it's all about scenes, storytelling, and narrative in terms of cutscenes instead of scenes that we are seeing, instead of scenes that we are seeing. That's the reason why I talked to Sam Lake. I wanted to know from him because I know all these ideas came from his head. He wrote it all. So why did he write that? What is the importance of that scene? What is the importance of this character meeting with this character? Why that character feels that way? That's what it's all storytelling. So with Tim Kaine, and since I've never played a Fallout game, I've played Fallout game, but I've not played much of it. It would be a disservice to the fans of Fallout and to the fans who like Tim Kaine and who would be interested in knowing more about Fallout and his mindset on Fallout when I haven't played the game. If I have played the game, I can go much deeper into it. But in my opinion, Behind the Voice exists because I want to share the story of actors on how they portray these scenes of these larger than life characters who are in these interesting scenes, and which gives emotion, which is able to convey some sort of message to the viewers or the players, and they're able to connect with these characters through these scenes, is through the narrative, through these scenes, and how the connection has been formed and stuff like that. That's what I want to talk about. That's what focuses me, not the game development side of it. That's unfortunately not what it is for me. The game development side, I know there's a lot of people who love that side, which is great. I don't, nothing against that, but that's not me. I always go on the narrative side. If that's how I'm with playing games. If there's a game that can drive me with the narration, I can play that game more so. Stellar Blade is like one of those games which is not able to drive me with narration, but the gameplay is so like cool that I can play it. But if there's a game that can also drive me through a narration standpoint, through storytelling and characters, I'm even more drawn to that game. I'm even more affected with that game. I can feel it. Like if I'm able to connect, with the emotional level, I'm like, I'll be much more of a fan of that game. So I really like that side of it. I'm really blown away by a lot of the scenes that I feel like maybe not everybody is able to be blown away as much as I am. There's a lot of scenes that I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. The way it made me feel is insane. So that's how I talk about things. Now that hey, how's it going, Hope and Somik? Welcome on in, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you guys are doing well. Plan on not doing this long. Anyway, now that you're freelancing, what do you think is better? Sorry. What do you think is better, this or a normal job? For me, this is better. 100 times. If I have been given an opportunity once again, if I could go back in time, let's say, because I used to work just a small storytelling time. I used to work with a company. I started working with this company back in September last year, and I left this company. I was in a probation period. I mean, I left this company in February this year, so 5 months or so, and I was not very distressed, but like there was stress involved in it. Shomik? I always spell Somik. I'm so sorry. Apologies for that. Shomik. That makes more sense. Apologies for mispronouncing it. I'm very bad with pronouncing names. So Shomik, I will remember that. But yeah, so I used to work with this company. There were some stressful moments here and there. But there was a time when I would not be able to figure out enough time to work on my podcast, which was at the time my highest priority. It still is my highest priority. My podcast is my number one thing. So I was getting away from it, and I hated that. So I realized that for me, and just for me alone, nobody anywhere, anyone in the world will be probably able to understand what I'm thinking. But for me, my podcast has to be the most important thing. It has to be, because it's been going so well and it's going to a direction that I never expected it to go. So now it's going to a certain direction. I want to really go in. So at the time I was like, no, I have to think about it. So after 2 months of thinking about it, I finally decided to do it. But yeah, if I could go back in time and like have that moment of decision, like maybe should I leave or should I not? I would take the same decision again of leaving. Because for me, like, even though like I worked as a video editor there, sure, I am skilled at editing. I'm skilled a little bit at motion graphics and stuff like that. But my real interest is this, like, not live streaming, but my real interest is making videos. And this podcast has brought that interest so back up. I'm so much excited to talk to actors, to share stories. That's just one of those things that I really, 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 really like. So I don't want to give that up at any point in time. And I thought that maybe working in a day job and then coming back and doing this would be good. But with the amount of work that I have to do, I don't have an editor. I don't hire an editor. Everything that I do is been done by me. From the moment of emailing to a guest, to an actor, to making a graphics about it, to making overlays, to editing, to making reels, to making motion graphics for intros, to do editing on audio. All of it, everything from A to Z is done by me. I cannot afford to hire, by the way, but like it's all done by me. So at the moment I cannot afford. So I have to do all of it by myself. I have to grow this channel in a way that people can come back and watch it, and I have to grow my social presence, because I really want to go. As I said, I wanted to go all the way in, so I really want to grow all of this. So it is very important for me to give me time to this, and that was being taken away by the place I was working with. I don't think so I can ever work with a company where I am genuinely not interested in. And I don't see that with any company in the world, unfortunately. If I have to work because I'm not able to get any money, if that it comes down to that, then I'll have to do that. But at this moment, even though I'm doing freelancing, I'm doing it only so that I can get enough money so I can live in this place. I can pay the rent and I can pay for food, and that's it. I don't care about buying stuff for myself. I don't care about going outside, like going to bars and pubs or traveling. I don't care about that. I don't care about buying fancy stuff. I don't care about any of that. For now, I only care about earning enough so that I can pay this rent for this place and food, and that's it. That's it. And every other money that I am able to get, I'm applying it on that poster which I bought recently, which is like I bought the design. You cannot see it because my camera is like in a different position. I'll have to buy a new stand. But to buy some stuff, buy lights, buy other items, so that it can help my podcast. Maybe it can help increase quality. All that stuff. That's the most important thing right now. So yeah, that's how, for me, this is the greatest thing. I'm actually having much easier time doing what I'm doing now. There are stresses, there are stressful moments. I'm like, oh, I'm not able to get some money, but I am able to save much more than I feel like. At least the friends that I know, I can save up more. I can negate buying the things that I kind of want to buy in terms of food. Sometimes I just don't buy clothes much. I don't go outside much. Like, it's just never interested me. Don't worry, I've heard worse pronunciations. Really? Yeah, to be honest, a lot of people pronounce my full name wrong, which is, to be honest, I understand my full name is very hard to pronounce. But yeah, just wanted to let you know that I'm bad at pronunciations. I'm glad that you're focused on voice actors. It's make me more of a fan of the games, more than I already am. Thank you, appreciate that. Yes, that's for me, it's been very important, and I think I've shared this story before. Evelyn Camellia, hey, welcome on in. I think we can all agree you're doing a fantastic job. Jog? I need to read better. Fantastic job. We are so glad for every moment of success you have. Thank you so much for that comment. That really means a lot to me. I appreciate that so much. Love your dedication. Thank you so much, Roshan. Evelyn, thank you so much for being here. Hope you're doing well. How is your weekend going? Your Sunday going well so far? Hope so. What are you up to? What are you doing? Let me know if you can, if you want to. But yes, I appreciate your support. All of you guys support, you guys being here at least. Even Hope and everybody else who are here. I appreciate that support. And yeah, I shared this story last time I did the stream, and it was the fact that I am always interested in what the actor has to say. So even though I watched Fallout, right? I didn't know about the lead actress. I didn't know she was in Arcane. I didn't know she voiced a character in Arcane. So I didn't know about her. I didn't know about a lot of actors. And I was like, I watched Fallout, and almost immediately, I went to YouTube and searched Fallout interview, because I just like watching actors interview. I just do that. I watch so many actors interviews. I watch Jimmy Fallon almost on a regular basis. I've watched some podcasts almost on a regular basis. There's a podcast I still watch. It's called Inside of You by Michael Rosenbaum. Michael Rosenbaum played Lex Luthor in the Smallville show. So I watched that because the reason I watch all these interviews from actors who are talking about a lot of different things. First of all, obviously, I want to know, like, oh, wow, thank you for not focusing on me, you goddamn camera. I want to know how they are like and what they're about. And then I also want to know if I can learn something from them. If it's a longer conversation, like an hour plus, there's so much that they talk about, the struggles and some of the things that maybe can possibly help me. And that's what I kind of listen to. Maybe a mindset that they have that I don't have. Maybe it's going to help shape my mindset a little bit better. Maybe it's going to help, whatever I'm working on a little bit better. So I use that as learnings, because I feel like they have done so much that there's definitely something that they want to share. Or just I just also love listening to their stories and stuff like that. I always love that. I've been loving that ever since like I started college back in 2015. I remember I used to watch conventions of Comic Cons of shows. There was Arrow, Flash. There was a lot of shows: Arrows, Flash, Originals, Supernatural. I would watch all these conventions. They just act like hour-long conventions. I would watch all of them. It's been just really fun. So yeah. By the way, I completed Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice and I love the game. Yeah, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is amazing. What a fantastic game that is. Doing all right. I'm relaxing with my cat, playing Tomb Raider and listening to you. Oh, I appreciate that. Playing a game and listening. I don't know how you guys do that. I will never understand. And you guys are probably much better than me, but I'm like, I will never understand how you can play a game and also listen to someone saying something. I'll be playing a game and I'll completely forget what the person is saying on the other side. And maybe if I'm focusing on the other side, I'll completely forget what's happening in the game. I don't know how you guys do it. You're still doing the L Newland podcast? I would, yeah. I mean, I would like to. The thing is, even unfortunately, we actually tried recording. We did. Me and Elle, we did try recording, but unfortunately, what happened is she had internet problems on that day. We recorded like 20 minutes or something, and she had so many disconnections. She constantly was having these disconnections, and her audio was going on and off. So we had so many disconnections. We tried for like more 20 minutes to see what happens, and like her internet was not really good at that time. So we were going to reschedule it. I've not reached out to her recently, but I feel like maybe she has a lot of issues, like in general, like she might have schedule issues and stuff like that. So I don't know. I would love to. I haven't reached out to her, so that's kind of my fault. But I'll reach out to her, see what can happen. But yeah, that's she has told me that she would love to. It's just a matter of when we both can figure out a time. More importantly, when she can figure out a time, and hopefully that she can have like a good internet connection. She did change the connection. I think at least the last time we talked, she spoke that she did call her internet service providers and she did change the connection. But she doesn't have a PC per se. She has a laptop and she has never used. So I use Google Meet for my conversations. So she has never used Google Meet, and Zoom has been easier for her. But Zoom is a paid thing, so yeah, it's just a lot of different things that has to be taken care of. And she streams on Twitch, but she has like a specific laptop set in a specific place. So she's not into a lot of these tech things. So let's see. You announced it, so I was like, did I miss the podcast? No. It just didn't happen yet. Which is unfortunate, like, you know, due to connection issues, and I'm sure that there's a lot of scheduling issues on her side that she might be very much busy. But yeah, one day hopefully that can happen. I don't know when, but I'll reach out to her, see what happens. When can we set things up, if at all we can set things up. But yeah, I'm hoping for it soon. But I do know that next week I'll be talking to Jasper William Cartwright. He played Sven in Dragon's Dogma 2, but he's very big on the scene of Dungeons and Dragons. He was in Dimensions 20, and he has three black halflings as his podcast. He also does Rotating Heroes, another podcast. Those are all D&D podcasts. Rotating Heroes, at least more D&D specific. Three black halflings somewhat is D&D specific. But yeah, he's one of those guys who's like very much into D&D. Has been part of various D&D projects and stuff like that. So I'll be talking to him next week. I'm not a D&D person. I've never played D&D in my life, and I've never watched any of the D&D. I'm not so much interested in D&D as anybody else is. So it will be an interesting conversation for sure. So that's happening next week on Tuesday, I think. Yeah, 40 minutes is the limit. I know. So that's a problem. The 40-minute limit is a problem. I usually have a conversation for an hour. So 40 minutes would be an issue. So that's why I'm not doing Zoom. I did buy a paid version at one point in time, like last month. So it was for, I don't know for it. I did talk to David Harewood and David Harewood I did talk to on Zoom. So I had a Zoom subscription at that point. I think it was, I was trying to do something. I was doing another conversation with someone, and they were they preferred Zoom, so I had to buy Zoom at that time. Chantal Van Chanten. Oh, Chantal, my God, I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right, but she is so good. Like I have like a small crush on her at the same time because I saw her on Flash first. The Flash, I saw her there, and I've seen her somewhere else. Chantal, I've seen her somewhere else, but I didn't realize that she was in Apex, and she voiced Wraith. So I don't know if I can. I tried reaching out to her, so I didn't get any response. But I know Chantal from the Flash. I am forgetting what else she was in, but the Flash I remember. Oh, Final Destination, yes, that's right. And the boys, of course, yeah, the boys. But yeah, that's, I remember her from the Flash more importantly, and a little bit of Final Destination. The boys happened kind of recently, but like, you know, I just remember her from that. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. How much funding do you need to do YouTube? Yeah, the boys, yeah. How much funding? I mean, there's no required amount to do like YouTube videos. Like I don't need like a specific amount of money to do YouTube videos. That's not really a thing. I can do YouTube videos for free. It's the fact that I have to change up the quality, increase the quality. So I want to decorate my room, make it a studio. Lighting, I want to change some of these lights that I have. My PC, for instance, the camera, for instance, I might change, not the camera, the lens, getting a new lens. I got this microphone and all that stuff. So that took a little bit. I mean, thanks to my aunt, really, I got this microphone and all that stuff. So thanks to her. But like this, some of the setup changes, like stuff like that is where I need funding, you know, stuff like this. Subscriptions that I don't have. I would like to get, like, I don't have a music library subscription. I get music from YouTube. I would like to have a music library subscription. I used to do from Epidemic. I don't have it. I would love to get an Envato subscription because a lot of things that I can utilize it from there, but I can't. So there's a lot of things that here and there, product wise and stuff like that wise, that I would love to have. That's where the funding is required. And obviously, like, increase the quality of it a bit. Maybe hopefully in the future, if I can do in-person interviews, I would really need like handheld mics or a audio capture device. Because if you're doing handheld interviews, you will have like a audio capture device. Without that, it's not possible. So like those things is where the funding is required. And just to keep the channel like going, and you know, like there's some members like Shomik here is a member, which I really appreciate. Thank you so much for being a member. But he's a member, so being a member, I'm trying to give some things early on and stuff like that. And so just being a member even can help the channel because it gives me more motivation to keep on working, gives me more motivation to keep on going. And, you know, all of these help the channels a little bit in terms of collecting some funding so I can apply it on some of the stuff so that it visually can look better and maybe audio wise can sound better. Yeah, I also remember her from Flash, and I saw, yeah, it was the exact same thing. I saw her on Flash and I realized that she was Wraith in Apex. You might, yeah, this is a condenser mic. So if you see mics like these, this shape, it's always a condenser mic. These are never a dynamic mic. These are always a condenser mic. And so I've researched quite a bit between dynamic and condenser. Condenser mic in my environment is not the best mic to have. It's actually not. All the voice actors, they use a condenser mic. All the people who are using mics on stage, they're using dynamic mics. Because dynamic mics, first of all, extremely cheap. Dynamic mics are used, you would see dynamic mics being used in interviews, in like in-person interviews. You would always see a dynamic microphone. You'll never see a condenser microphone. A condenser microphone is always used in recordings, maybe in vocal recordings. I mean, I've seen mostly in vocal recordings. So vocal recordings, all types, music, singing. I don't know about music, instrument recording, but singing, voice recording, all of it is used by condenser microphone. The reason why is because condenser microphone picks everything that your voice has. So every aspect of your voice is picked by the condenser microphone, because a condenser microphone is so sensitive to audio. It can pick everything that your voice has to give. It will pick all the noise. So, you know, like it will pick the fan noise. It will pick the noise coming from outside on the highway. If there's a car going by, it will pick that noise. So all of these noise been picked up. So that's why when anybody is recording, a voice actor is recording or a singer is recording, they have this microphone, but they are in a booth. A booth will isolate their voice in that specific room only. So you will hear the clearest vocals you can ever hear. A dynamic mic cannot do that. A dynamic mic will muffle the voice because it's also trying to cancel anything that's not coming directly on top of the microphone. Everything around the microphone in a dynamic mic will be cancelled or will be much reduced. So you'll hear a muffled version of your voice, but also noise free. So there's some ups and downs. So this is a USB mic. So this is called Rode Pod Mic USB. There is a Rode Pod Mic, which is an XLR one. This is a new mic that came not so long ago. I think came out. I don't know when it came out. Sorry, but Rode Pod Mic USB I think came out in. You will never know when it came out. Release. Okay, I don't know when it came out, but there is. No, it just has the USB-C. But Rode Pod Mic actually came out way before. You can still buy it. It's a Rode Pod Mic dynamic microphone. Dynamic. Yeah, so Rode Pod Mic actually came out way before, like a long time ago. It's basically the same thing. It's as a pop filter. I don't know if I should be doing this. So this is how it looks like in general, and this is like a big ass pop filter it has. But this is how the Pod Mic actually looks, the original one. It came out quite a bit long time ago, but it didn't have a USB functionality. It only had XLR thing, I think. Yeah, it's only had XLR at the time, which is long time ago. And you can buy this right now. It's like a very, very cheap than this. This has a USB-C, so it's pretty cool. I think I might be wrong on a Rode Pod Mic either, but I feel like it was condenser, not dynamic, but it says dynamic. I don't know if a Rode Pod Mic USB is dynamic or condenser. I thought it was a condenser mic. Versatile dynamic. Guess this is a dynamic mic. I don't know. It felt like a condenser mic to me, but I guess I was wrong. Yeah, I guess I'm wrong. I guess this is a dynamic mic. It says dynamic mic, but I don't know. Like as a dynamic mic, it picks quite a bit. It picks up quite a bit of noise. Yeah. The fact that you already spoke to one of our crushes, Emily. I know Emily Rose. My God, I blush every time knowing that I have Emily Rose. Oh my God. You ever think for blonde hair women? No, not really. Like there's Emily Rose, like the person that Roshan mentioned, Emily Rose. She played Alina in Uncharted. She played Lady Sif in God of War Ragnarok. I really love. My God, I'm very hot again. I really love Emily Rose. She's amazing. I watched her in Haven when it came out. Not when it came out. I think a couple seasons later. I watched Haven. I watched Haven because of another reason. When I started watching Haven, the lead actress was Emily Rose. I didn't know about her, but when I saw it, I like immediately after a few episodes, I immediately had a crush on her. So I was like, "Fuck, this is great!" And then so I watched it because I started watching it for a different reason. Then I watched it because of her and the other characters that came out. And so, man, I was so sold on Haven. Haven was like amazing for me, even though it had some issues, but it was amazing for me. It's the same thing with Supernatural for me. It has its issues, but I really like Supernatural. But anyway, so Haven, I watched that so much. I really enjoyed it. And then when Uncharted 4, when I got my PS4 and when I started playing the Uncharted collection, that's when I realized like, hey, Alina is played by Emily Rose. Wait a second. That's from Haven. Like, what the fuck? I was like, my goodness, that's crazy. So like when I got the opportunity, and I mean, I have to thank, oh my God, I'm forgetting this agency name. I have to thank the agency. Actually, I'm forgetting the name, unfortunately. But she's part of this agency who have really helped me book some other actors as well. I really have to thank them. They were able to give me this opportunity to talk to Emily Rose. I was like, fucking hell, man. So like when I told her, the first conversation I had with her was, I know you from Haven, and I don't know you from Uncharted first. I knew you from Haven first. And she was talking about me with Haven, and she showed me some of the posters she has of Haven, and she was like really shocked, not shocked, but really surprised that I knew Haven and not hear from the games. So it was really such a fun conversation. Oh my god, I have the raw recording. I just makes me blush. What PC specs do you, Mr. No Name? Welcome on in. And Koi of Okinawa, welcome on in. I am going to answer No Name first, and then I'm going to go to you, Koi. Or Koi. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. What PC specs do you have? So I have a RTX 3060 right now. At 3060, a Ryzen 7 5800X, 16 gigs of RAM, 2 SSDs, 500 gigs, and one is Western Digital and one is the other one. If you know what that is, I forgot the name. Seagate, I think it's called. Seagate. One is Seagate, one is Western Digital. And I have a cooler. I'm forgetting what cooler name is. I think I have it here. I have a Master Cooler ML240L V2. That's the cooler I have. It's an RGB cooler, which I didn't really want the RGB one, but I got that one. So that's what I have. I do want to change my motherboard, which is still not the best. It's B450 motherboard, which I would have to change eventually at some point in time. I do want to change my I don't want to change my CPU though. I don't want to change my motherboard, and maybe CPU at some point in time later. But right now the CPU is fine. So that's what I have right now. I cannot, at some points, I cannot record and play a game at the same time because it reduces my FPS. So if I'm playing a game at 60 FPS, it will reduce it, drop it down to like 40, 30, between 30 and 40. So I cannot do that. I saw Rodepod mic as a dynamic. Yeah, I'm seeing that as a dynamic mic. I thought it was a condenser mic, but I was completely wrong. So I'm sorry about that. But it sounds like a condenser. It doesn't sound like a dynamic, but I think I've never really tested it. So maybe just like from here, it picks up noise, but from here it doesn't. But I have heard like a fucking car going by and it just sounded like the car is like right next to me. So I don't know. It could be like a different type of dynamic, a stylized dynamic. I don't know. No, yeah. So yes, I can reduce it with NVIDIA. It is reduced by NVIDIA right now. The problem with that is I don't know if you can. So the problem with that noise reduction, what happens is your quality of sound reduces. You get a muffled audio again because of the noise reduction. So right now everything is noise reduced. If I really want to change or remove a filter, I have a noise suppression of NVIDIA. Oh, this is not NVIDIA. This is OBS's. But NVIDIA, even the same thing with NVIDIA. But if I remove the noise suppression, there's a little bit more quality. This is without noise suppression. There's a little bit more quality to it, but there's a lot of noise. And with noise suppression, a little bit of quality gets away. I don't notice as much, but I notice it a little bit. So it's I don't really like that much, but like it's fine. It's not a big deal. It's not a big issue. I'm not doing a professional audio recording, so it's fine. Have you thought about trying to do a documentary? Koi of no Okinawa? I don't know. I have never thought of doing a documentary. That thought never occurred to me. Documentary of what, by the way? If you thought of an idea, what documentary? I just a weird not weird, but it's just like a thought that I had never had. Like to do a documentary on what, like a game? Like I don't know. Like it's just I cannot do long videos. It's like too hard. The only way I'm doing long videos is the podcast because there's someone to talk to. But I don't have the idea of doing long videos. That's way too long for me. That just never occurred to me. I know some another person also suggested me to do video essays. And I cannot do video essays. So like hour-long, 40+ minutes long videos. I cannot do that. Like even if I have an episode even if I want to do a special episode with no guest, I'll be talking about 3 to 4 topics in it. I cannot talk about one topic for 40+ minutes. That's too much for me. I can probably talk about that one topic for 15 minutes max. And after that, I'll get tired. So it's just very hard to even think about doing a documentary. After Samlik, would you like to talk to more game directors? Yes, I would like to talk to more game directors. Again, it depends upon who are the game directors. It depends upon what game it is. So, for example, I would love to talk to Neil Druckmann because I know Last of Us is a story game. I would like to talk to some people. Again, game director of games which are more focused on, which has narration also as a focus, like high focus. Maybe a Horizon Forbidden West, let's say. Maybe a Ghost of Tsushima, I guess. Marvel Spider-Man, for example, God of War. I would love to talk to these people to know about like what scenes, why this scene, why that scene, why this moment, why that moment, why this character had to go through this journey, what that journey means, what were the different instances you thought of this character, like all that stuff. I would like to do that. So that's the direction I would go with. A game director, or a game director would also be able to answer that. A game director will probably be able to answer that. But yeah, it would be fun, be interesting. I would love to talk to anyone like Neil Druckmann and I don't know about Todd, but like Neil Druckmann would be one. Kojima is like, I'm just listing some weird name, not weird, but like unbelievable names out that I don't even expect to have. Neil Druckmann, Cory Barlog, Kojima, and what's his name? Who's the director of God of War Ragnarok? Oh my god, how am I forgetting his name? Eric Williams. Yeah, there you go. Eric Williams. Yeah, all these people. And I'm forgetting a lot of names. So this is at the top of my head. These are the ones I know. Anything really, but I think you do good Remedy documentary, even if it's short form. You really have a good voice and personality for it, I think. I appreciate that you think about that think about me in that way. I have thought of it a little bit. I know the creator of Lone Survivor, really cool guy. Indie developers are so cool. Lone Survivor. Why have I heard of that name? Oh, this game. Okay. I've not played this game, unfortunately, but it's a side-scrolling. It's a Flash horror game. Oh, okay. Now I know what this game is. Okay, I've never played it. Yes, again, that's a pretty cool idea for sure, to make a long documentary of Remedy. I don't know if I can make a Remedy documentary, but like it's just one of those things that it's just an idea that it has to be in my head for it to work out. You know? Like so Susie the Hunter. I don't know if you guys know that person. Susie the Hunter is a YouTuber. You can search her on online. Susie the Hunter, I think it's a Sphere Hunter, I think is her name. And on YouTube, the Sphere Hunter, I think is her name. Not Susie the Hunter, the Sphere Hunter, I think. Yeah, it's the Sphere Hunter. You can watch that. You can see her channels with the Sphere Hunter. She is so fun. So she follows me on Twitter now. Like it's all that. I have been able to converse with her a little bit, which is pretty cool. Anyway, so Sphere Hunter is like one of those people who can do long videos. And I always see her videos like that's like 30 plus minutes long, 40 minutes long. I'm like, how do you do that? Like I cannot verbally speak for that long. I cannot verbally do that like this. And I never had that idea, but she had this idea of doing an Alan Wake video and she's still working on it. I've seen some scenes that she has shared. She shared me an exclusive one too, which is no longer exclusive, but like she has shared some screens or some scenes from the thing that she's working on. And I think it's all Alan Wake 2 only. So she is trying to do shoot scenes based on the game. So I know in Alan Wake 2, like you have like the writer's perspective from the writer as a writer, and the red room in some kinds to show that evil presence, the evil personality of a character. So she's doing in that sense. The reason she can do that is because she is a writer herself. I am not. I'm not a writer. I can talk. You focused now? Yeah, I can talk, but I'm not a writer. So I feel like a writer will be able to write things better and will be able to have that idea better. And because she is a writer, she can write like better. I can't. I'm not a writer. So Anyway, but I never had that thought. I really, when she posted those images, I actually told her this. I told her on Twitter this. Um, she, I told her like I'm kind of jealous. Like you're making a video for Alan Wake, and I'm not able to have this idea and all that. I'm like kind of jealous and irritated that I'm not having this idea. I'm not able to figure out an idea because I was trying to figure out. I literally saw her photos, and I was trying to figure out. Literally, just like walking by this room, I was trying to figure out why am I not able to get an idea like that. I would like to do that. I was trying to visualize, and I visualized some elements of it, but it was going in one direction. It was going into a direction of short movie of some kind. But then I was like, I don't have a story read yet, so it was not going anywhere. So I was like, oh man, that's unfortunate. Like I'm not able to think of an idea, and it really bugged me for a really long time. It really bugged me that I'm not able to think of good ideas. There's people like Susie. There's many other people who are able to think of these good ideas, able to write these good stuff, and create these interesting videos. And I'm not able to think of any of that. I'm like, I just felt very bad about myself in that sense. And I was telling to Susie about it, and she was like, "Yeah, you're fine. Like it's okay." Like she was like, "It's very hard for me to do this because I'm always stressed about making it as good as she can, and how it's a stressful thing, and most of the time she's not able to get it to the quality that she wants, and it's very hard for her to do. So she struggles quite a bit, and she's like, "You're fine. You're great in." She was talking about me like how I'm like great in this podcast and stuff. So the idea here is like she is doing her thing and I'm doing my thing, and like I would never be able to do essays or long videos unless I'm really interested in it. And I've never felt that interested in doing a long video. Then I'm interested in like a podcast, and then I'm interested in like these short videos that I make on my other channel. Like I talked about Star Wars Outlaws for only 5 minutes. I've seen Yongye talk about Star Wars Outlaws, the same thing, for 15 minutes. I talked about it in 5 minutes. I cannot go longer than that. I cannot stretch. I feel like that becomes stretchful for me. And then for me, that becomes boring. I cannot watch that long. I never watched it even. I never watched a long conversation ever. I think in terms of game reviews, I might be able to, but I don't usually watch that much because there's a lot of details. I just don't. Like I watch Jeremy Jahan's movie reviews because it's short, it's 7 minutes and it's done. I watch Chris Struckman because by 10 minutes, there's a little bit more details from a game, from a movie director standpoint, and it's done. I cannot watch Joe Vargas, the Angry Joe show, his review, which is like fucking 30 minutes long for a game. He goes in depth, but like I cannot watch that long because that's too long for me. So that's just my preferences. That's how I've always watched things. So that's why my ideas are also in that time frame. So I've never gotten beyond that time frame, if that makes any sense. Sorry for that long fucking conversation I had. He has a translator that costs him most of the time. Oh yeah, Hideo Kojima does not speak English. He has a translator. If I will be talking to him, it will be via the translator. It will be very awkward. Would you want a writer like her to collaborate with you? I don't know. Like, I don't know if I want a writer to collaborate. It'd be fun. It'd be really cool. I would like thinking about it. It's like, it's really cool to have, it'd be really fun to have a writer alongside with me. But I feel like, unless and until I don't have those projects in mind, if you know what I mean, like if I don't have a video idea in mind, that writer's efforts will be wasted. Does that make any sense? Like, the last 2 weeks, I had 2 videos in mind. One of them, like, this is again in the second channel that I have. Game and Madness 97 is the anyway, Game and Madness is the name of the channel. Tatan, welcome on in. Hi, I hope you're doing well. In the second channel, I made 2 videos that were based on 2 game controversies. One was Dead Space being cancelled, and the other one was Star Wars Outlaws having issues. I wrote those in the way I would say things, like in the way I would say it, and I want to make it funny for me, just for me. I literally make it funny for me, because when I see it and I laugh, I'm like, that's good. I'm gonna put it out there. So I write it in that way, and it's grammatically might be wrong, and sentences might have the same word. Like, for example, I use cool quite a bit. That's cool. That was cool. You're cool. She is cool. It's like I use cool. The word I have, like, vocabulary wise, I have like very limited. So I will use those over and over again. But like I write these in my way, like in the way I would say it. I wrote the script for this latest video in a certain way. Then I was like, I read it, and then I added a few lines here and there. because as I was reading it, I was saying new lines that came out of nowhere from me. So that's how I would write it. But I feel like if I had a writer with me, I feel like their time will be wasted in some ways, because I don't know, like it'd be fun to, I don't know, collaborate with someone as a speaker. But I don't know, with a writer, I feel like the time would be wasted. I don't want to do that. Like I don't want to waste anybody's time when they're working with me. Like that's the last thing I want to do. Unless I have a project in mind that I need a writer's help with it. So then probably I will. Evelyn. I was really happy to see you, Dr. Sam. His work has really helped me through so much in life, especially PTSD. So I'm really thankful to both of you and him. I don't know what this music is. For him for making that talk happen. I appreciate. That's really cool. That's really cool to know that he has helped you so much in life and with your PTSD. That's amazing. That's amazing. That's great to hear. I love hearing these stories, and it's pretty cool. And you know, Sam Lake, he knows like has been influential to a lot of people. And I told him when we were doing that podcast, and we talked like for a couple minutes before he started. I was talking to him about how he has been influential not only to me but a lot of people. And so it's really cool to know that he has influenced so many of these people who are getting into video game, maybe want to get into video game development, and maybe through Remedy games they're able to get to a stage that they feel better about themselves, or you know, go ahead and then do better and whatnot. So it's pretty cool. It's just like it's a very interesting thing. Again, I go back to the moment I'm like, wow, I spoke to Sam Lake. That's fucking insane. That's like in my resume, like, you know, if there's a thing, it's in my resume at this point. Like, to know that Sam Lake follows me on Instagram, to know that Sam Lake sees my stories on Instagram and likes it. Like, you know, there's some people who just sees my story and move on. There's some people who see a story and then hit the like right next to the comment. And I see Sam Lake doing that. I'm like, oh my god, that's insane. To see him doing that, to see him commenting everywhere, like. That man, Remedy, Sam Lake, Kyle Rowley, all these people from Remedy, they just communicate with everybody in the community. So even if, no matter if you have high following numbers, if you have low following numbers, if you are doing something, if you're talking about their product, if you're talking about Remedy, if you're talking about a game, their game, they would be there in the comment section commenting. So that's just the fact about Sam Lake. And he just recently shared a story. Recently shared the story of the reel that I posted recently. So, oh yeah, I did miss your chat. I'm sorry. Susie watches a lot of your vids. She has watched some of my vids. Yes. She has watched. I think she watched Ilka Ville's interview. I saw her the first time in that comment section where she commented. I was like, Susie, interesting. And then she came in David Harewood's premiere. When the video was premiered, she was there in the chat. Then she was, I think, there in the chat of Sam Lake's interview as well. I think so. Yeah, she was. In Matthew Peretta, she was not there, but she has been watching some of my videos, and it's so funny. Like, I never expected this, but I really like Susie. I do. I watched her videos, and it's pretty cool. I watched Resident Evil videos. Even watched the recent Stellar Blade video. So as I said, mentioned before, I'm jealous. I am a little jealous of her because she does it so well. And so. Yeah, I was like, okay, yeah, this is pretty cool. And she is in Cyberpunk right now. Forgetting her name of the character. But she's in Cyberpunk 2077, the Phantom Liberty DLC. And I was like, okay, I don't know how to reach out to her. I wanted to reach out to her. So I reached out to her, actually. And she will be talking about... she said that she will be a guest, but sometime later. But anyway, I was like, okay, this is great. She started watching some of my videos. I was like, oh, that's cool. And one day, I think someone tweeted that it's her birthday. And I was like, okay, let me message her and DM her. And I went to Twitter and just DM'd her and I said, happy birthday. And she said, it's not today. I'm like, oh, I knew that. Anyway, I was like, wait a second. I don't think so I could DM her before. And then I saw that she followed me. I'm like, okay. Now it makes sense why I can DM her. The Gabe one. Oh, sorry. I did miss that one. Gabe Amantangelo is the director of the Phantom Liberty. Pretty chill guy. Oh yeah, Gabe. Yeah. The fact that he already spoke to Songbird will be fun for sure. Yeah, Songbird. Minji Chang. Is she doing a signing? She's doing a signing. soon. Yeah, Minji Chang, she's amazing. She is so amazing. Oh my god, she is actually really amazing. Minji Chang is really cool. I had a really fun time talking to her. But yeah, I don't know if I can get Gabe in as well. It'd be fun to have him for sure. We'll see, but I'll see about how and what can be done. But yes, Minji Chang, that happened last year. I really adore her. She's amazing. She did so much for someone who hasn't done much. She came in. I did a Game Fest Game Awards thing last year, which is a Game Awards equivalent to Game Awards. You know, celebrating video games with awards, and I do it as a live stream, and I do it for charity, which is gonna happen this year, by the way, as well on December. But she was there. She did a Q&A segment for the show, for the live stream, and I was like, "Can you do a Q&A? Would you be interested in?" And she was like, "Yeah, yeah, of course." We did the interview a few weeks before, actually on November, and then December I asked if she would be willing, and she was like, "Yeah, sure." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And so she did that, and it was very fun. She was like, it just is amazing to me when people. She dressed up as if she was going to an award show, and I was like, that is amazing. Like she didn't need to do that, but she did, and she dressed up. She was a 10-minute Q&A, which is actually on my channel at the moment. So that's a 10-minute Q&A, and she did it so well. I was like, that just gave a smile to my face. Like that's fucking amazing, man. So yeah, I really adore her. She's awesome. I'll get to you, Bishop, in a bit. In a bit. You can see I can speak English. I think that what you do is equally as impressive as scripted content like Susie's. Podcasting is hard, and it's so cool to see people have fun with it. Yes, podcasting is hard. I mean, it takes time for sure. It has its own challenges and stuff like that. And I don't know. It's that comment that I'm doing as equally as impressive. That is very hard for me to digest. I don't really think. I really see Susie as like, oh, she's doing incredible. I will never be able to do that. So that's something really fun. There's a lot of people who I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna be able to do that. Someone like, I'm forgetting his real name, but his channel is Skill Up. Love that guy. Amazing stuff. Jake Balindo, Alana Pierce. I love these people, and they have the ability to talk for a longer time. I don't know. I can't. I'm just, unfortunately, I'm not able to do that long. I mean, as you can see, I've talked about so many topics in this 2.5 hour live stream. You know, I'm gonna do one topic for 30 minutes. That seems so much to me. But yeah, it's podcasting is hard. I try my best, and I just Susie has a script obviously written for her videos. There has to be a script. You'll just blabble or just say whatever, and you'll go for like 40 minutes if you don't have a script. But she has a script, and she does a very well job. And that easy way of like, it's like the way when they talk, it feels like that they're just talking normally, but it's actually a cohesive way of speaking with specific points that you want to convey. So it just feels natural. So I don't have. I mean, I do have in some ways, but I don't have it for that long. I cannot go for 40 minutes or something. Really depends. But like, I've never done that too long. Yeah, him, Jake, and Lucy, they have a podcast called Something with Friends. I'm forgetting their podcast name, but yeah, they have a podcast. I listen to their podcast a little bit. I love Lucy too. Lucy's pretty cool. Anyway, Bishop, which games have helped you in tough times? Helped me in tough times. I don't know if it has helped me in tough times. Per se, I think I'm trying to remember if I have one of those moments where I was having a tough time and I played a game and it removed me from that moment. Frames per second, yeah, there you go. I don't know if I have a moment where I played a game that took me away from that tough time, but trying to remember. It just it's embarrassing that I don't have that kind of. I don't really have that answer, but like. I'm trying to think if I had like a moment where I'm like having a tough time and stuff like that. But yeah, I think the games like Firewatch has helped me quite a bit. Firewatch, Life is Strange, the first game. Life is Strange, Firewatch, those two has kind of helped me out a bit. I think for me, it's there were moments in my life where I was like, oh my god, a lot of things is going on in my house, or in my life in general. Not really in my life. I think it was like more in my house and stuff like that. So I would just go and play a game, but I would really want to play a game where I can connect with someone. And if a game I can connect with someone, that can help me travel the journey better. And I think one of the games that really impacted me, I think there are games that really impacted my life, I think, in some way, or impacted my experience, was like Last of Us and Death Stranding and Firewatch and Ori and the Blind Forest. Edith Finch, I'm forgetting the full name. Edith Finch. Firewatch, I just mentioned. What else? Games like that, I'm forgetting some of the other ones. But games like these has impacted me. So I don't know if I can say like if it has helped me in tough times, but definitely has impacted me. Plus again, I'm sure all Cyberpunk 2077 fans love that podcast. I hope so. I hope so. I really do. It didn't unfortunately reach as many people as it could have, maybe. But I think it did reach it to a amount of people that who were looking forward to it. There was a lot of comments I really liked, and there's some long conversations I had, which is pretty cool. Again, Songbird's character and her story was, holy shit, that was so hard to watch or to experience. So I watched the podcast with Gabe and Pavel. I think even Neki Jakey was part of the episode. I've not watched their podcast with Gabe, actually. I've not watched much of their podcast. Because I actually don't. So I used to watch. What was the other one? Play, Watch, Listen. I used to watch Play, Watch, Listen quite a bit. Then I stopped for a bit. I think last year sometime I stopped. But I've not watched a lot of Friends Per Second podcasts. I recently watched one when they were talking about Judas. But I didn't watch full of it. I didn't watch the full entire conversation. But I know about their podcast. I've watched some episodes of the podcast, but not much. Like probably 2 or 3. But that's it. Have you played DSX? No, I've not played any of the DSX games. None of it. And that's, I know. There's a lot of games that I've not played, to be honest. DSX, unfortunately, is one of them. I would like to play it one time. It would be fun. DSX, I know Elias still fixes. Actually, I reached out to Elias not so long ago. And maybe something can happen. We'll see. Maybe something can happen. Maybe he'll be down for an episode. We'll see. Or I'll see. Hey, Zachary Antel, welcome on in. Abby, well, love the show. Thank you. Appreciate it. Who's your favorite? Okay, before I get to your question, Zachary, I want to say welcome to Solid Python. Welcome on in. Nintendo games always bring my mood up when I feel down. Also JRPGs, where you can get lost in giant worlds for hours and distract your mind from everything. That's pretty cool. Hold on. Oh, talking for so long, my jaw hurts. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, sorry. Nintendo games. I've never played a Nintendo. Actually, the last Nintendo game I played was. I'm remembering this only, but I'm pretty much sure I played more. Contra Force is the last one I remember. I played. That was the first game where I had a boss fight. Contra Force. I had a knock of Nintendo. But anyway, I have not played any other Nintendo games. So, but it's pretty cool that you played Nintendo games. Helps you out. JRPGs, another game type that I don't play much. JRPGs. RPGs in general, I don't play a whole lot. It's gonna drive a lot of you guys kind of insane, but I have not played a lot of different types of games. So Baldur's Gate 3 would be my first RPG game ever, and I have not finished that game either. RPGs wise, I have not finished Witcher 3. I've not played any other RPG games. The only RPG game that I have finished, I guess, is Forbidden West and Zero Dawn. Horizon Forbidden West and Zero Dawn. And I've not played any other. I wanted to play Yakuza 0. I was playing that game for a bit, but then I got distracted by some other game. I don't remember what, but I stopped playing that game after a while. I think my patience level is sort of going down. Very much. My patience level is very much down. It's not about graphics and stuff, but my patience level has been dropped quite a bit. I feel like I'm very much less patient now like I feel like I just drive through games at this point. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I am just doing a lot of things. I don't know. It's just one of those things. Maybe it's because I'm not getting time to do everything that I want, and I want to finish. I have like 1 hour, 2 hours time, so it's just one of those things. I'm like, I have to. I don't know when. Like even Stellar Blade, like for instance, I don't know if I can finish that game. It's just one of those things. Like I don't know when I can finish it. I would like to finish it because I want to make a video on it. That's the idea I always have gone with. I think the last game that I was like I want to finish this was Alan Wake 2 as the last game. Before that, I think it was Spider-Man 2. And before that, I don't even remember what game it was. I think before that, it was Resident Evil 4 remake. So, oh, Star Wars Jedi Survivor was one. And then Resident Evil 4 remake and then Dead Space. So Dead Space, Resident Evil 4 remake, Star Wars Survivor, Jedi Survivor, Marvel Spider-Man 2. 4 games that I wanted to play last year. I really wanted to finish. And the 5th game, that was Alan Wake 2 that I wanted to finish this year. In between all these games came out, I was not like patient enough to finish it. I don't know exactly why. Maybe because I was much more focused on those games. But that's just me. So apologies for you expecting a lot more from me. Okay, Zachary, who's your favorite person you've interviewed so far? At this point, I would say Sam Lake. Has to be. Sam Lake is my most favorite person I've interviewed. And no one can beat him at this point, but yeah, Sam Lake. Thanks, Roshan, for coming in. You said to play Witcher 3. Yes, I have played Witcher 3. I have not finished it. So I have played a good bit of Witcher 3. I have not finished it though. But thank you so much for being here, Joseph, Roshan. I hope you're doing well. I hope you have a good night. And thanks for coming. Also, you have if you're keeping on Remedy Actor Train, it would be cool to have Wendy Hoops. She played Mona in Max Payne 2. Oh, Wendy Hoops. Oh, Mona Sachs. Everybody knows Mona Sachs. It would be. I would love to. I don't know if I can get her, and I don't know if she would be interested. I didn't actually research about it. I didn't really research about Wendy at all. So, thanks for letting me know. I don't know how old is she right now? Who cares? What's she doing? I don't even know. I don't even know. Jesus Christ, I cannot speak. I don't even know what she has done before this. Like, what has she done video games before? Looks like she has done more TV series. Apparently, she was in Captain America: Winter Soldier. Interesting. That's the last movie that she did. She's done a lot of series. So she was Mona in Max Payne 3 and 2. Hey, thanks for the suggestion. I appreciate that. We'll see. I'll see what I can do. I'll love to get her on if possible. The first one was revolutionary. It was almost unplayable. It's almost unplayable nowadays due to dated graphics and jagged shooting mechanics. I see. Well, that's probably not a game I could play then. I don't know. We'll see. I'll see. I like to play it sometime. Last of Us Part 2 impacted me as well. Yeah, Last of Us Part 2 for me is this. It's just, for me, it's one of my favorite games. It's just really cool. I really love Last of Us Part 2. The story it told, everything. I loved everything about the game. The gameplay is fantastic. My God, this gameplay is so good. The story was amazing. The characters were amazing. Whatever Neil Druckmann and Hallie Gross wanted to say, they said it so well. So for me, Last of Us Part 2 was phenomenal. I know for a lot of people it is not. And that's okay. If you guys don't like that game, if you guys hate that game, that's fine. But I really enjoy that game. So, and I've talked about that game quite a bit and how I'm kind of annoyed with some people, but it's fine. People have their opinions, and I am not entitled to say that their opinion is wrong. It's their opinion. They're entitled to theirs, and I'm entitled to mine. So that's fine. I just took a screenshot for no reason. That's great. I try to commit to one game and try to finish before touching the other game. Yeah, and that's good. That's really good. You're committing to one game and before going to the next game. That's nice. That's very nice. For someone like me who creates content, you can't really do that. Especially last year when there's so many games that came out in the same month. We had Alan Wake, Starfield, Spider-Man 2. There was another game that came out. All in the same fucking month. Starfield came out a month ago. But like all in these games in the same month was kind of really insane. Even now, like Tales of Kenzara, Stellar Blade, No Rest for the Wicked came in like very close by. And since I'm like one of those guys who is kind of driven to like I want to make videos out of these games, man. It's very hard to do that, and especially because I get some review codes. Like No Rest of the Wicked, as I said, thanks to Keymailer for getting it. Since I got the game code, I have to make a content for it. PlayStation gave me Stellar Blade. They expected content out of it. What is it again? Tales of Kenzara. I got the code thanks to EA. So, all these I do want to make content for it. Plus, they kind of want me to make content for it. Otherwise, I would probably lose the contact or touch, something like that. Not with EA. EA is fine, but like I think with PlayStation and anything else. But yeah, it's just one of those things. I personally want to make content as well, and I want to make it quicker because so that it can stay relevant, whatever that means. But yeah, so that's the idea here. Maybe I'll make like a episode of Behind the Voice podcast, which is going to be a special one, which is going to talk about two games like Stellar Blade and Tales of Kenzara in one, and it will be more precise and not like this. So we'll see. I don't know. But I do want to make like a specific video where it's more my style and the way I speak. Yeah, it's so weird how there's not many big interviews with Alan Wake devs, and his Scott new interview with Sam is like one of the only really big interviews with him on YouTube. I say in-person one-on-one goes. I think so. I do remember there was another guy who did an interview with Sam when the game came out in the same month. I think so. Could be wrong, but there was another channel who did that. That was a long time ago though. That was from someone else. I mean, but it's really cool to see when I don't know if I'm the right place searching for it. But yeah, I would say that I was the kind of one of the ones who really talked about different things about his process of all those things from the very first game to now. So I think I'm just one of those guys because I remember watching IGN's video where he was talking about all these games, but it was like a very small video, and I've not seen a long conversation of Sam Lake. But there was another conversation, and if I even search in YouTube Sam Lake, I'll get I'll get my video in the first 2-3 in the like first or second, which is insane. But I think Kind of Funny Games, they did a podcast with Sam Lake when the game came out or something like that. Why am I seeing mine? Am I not seeing that right? Some people have done these interviews, but they're small. They're not big. Kind of Funny Games, I remember seeing them do an interview with let me see, Kind of Funny Games. I think they did an interview with Sam Lake. They did an interview for an hour and 30 minutes long. I don't know what they talked about. I didn't see this, but they did talk with him with Sam Lake. But I think they talked quite later. Oh no, looks like they've talked from the very big. Okay, so they did talk for an hour and 30 minutes, and not much. They were talking about some news for some reason, some reports, and then they talked about some reports with him, which is weird. But like, sure, like some of the reports and stuff like that, and odd. But like, yeah, and they have like less views as compared to me, but I don't want to compare. But yeah, it's just one of those things that I just did the longer interview, which is like much more in depth in certain directions. So I'm happy that Sam Lake and the team of Remedy thought that yeah it would be fun to have Sam Lake on the podcast to have the longest conversation ever. Oh, and I also keep forgetting Courtney Hope from Control. Yes, I did reach out to her. Courtney Hope, she's amazing, but I did reach out to her. I have not received anything yet. So I'm just fingers crossed at this point. I don't know what else I can do at that point. So I just love hearing actors talking about their prepping for the roles and how they got in the headspace of the characters. Me too. I love listening to that. I love knowing that option as well, because like it's funny. It's interesting to know what they thought about some of the characters, what they thought on how they should approach a character. I like knowing that. I'm working on a screenplay as we speak that's semi-inspired by Control and SCP Foundation lore. Oh wow, Remedy stories are so or such a fun springboard for other ideas. Yeah, they are. They definitely are a good springboard for so many other stories. And hey, they have been doing so well in these moments. So that's very cool, man. Zachary, I'm really happy that you're doing something really interesting and doing something really fun. And writing a screenplay. That's really cool. I hope that goes well for you. And I hope you have a good time in that. Let me see something really quickly. Yep. What's happening? Is she not? Oh shit. Oh, yeah, hold on. Sorry. Yeah, I'm really happy that you're doing that, and it's just it's pretty cool. And yeah, I'm just going back and looking at that. I've been able to do one with Sam Lake. It's just absolutely insane. I cannot believe that I was able to do that. Is she not? Oh wait, what?
It's been cool seeing how it's like.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Sorry, I was taking a look at something else here really quickly. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm going lost somewhere else. But yeah, it's a very fun thing. I have, again, as I said, I reached out to Courtney Hope. Most of the time, I think most of the time, 90% of the time, I don't get a response from anyone. And out of the 10%, 5% are the ones that respond. The 5% of, not 5%, I think 8% of them respond, and 2% is the ones I get rejected. But 90% I don't get any response. So it's very hard to get a response. And it depends upon the actor as well, or the actress as well, if they are interested to talk about it. Because Courtney Hope did Control that came out in 2019, but she probably was working on it since 2017 or something like that. So yeah, she worked on it like quite a long time ago. 6-7 years ago. So she would be interested for sure, but like I don't know if she'd be interested. She would like to talk about it maybe, but like I'm not so sure if she'd be interested. She does follow Control and all that stuff, but I don't know. It depends upon her and depends upon if she wants to do it. But yeah, I've tried. Let's see, maybe I'll try it again. I'll try reaching out again and see what happens. So can't wait to see you talk to Christina Cole. I saw her in Casino Royale. Yes, I know. A lot of people have seen her in Casino Royale, which I didn't realize because like, okay, now I see. Now I see her. That she was the receptionist. That was pretty cool. She has been in a movie, a very early movie. I'm forgetting her name. The movie name. She was anyway, she was playing this evil character in that. That's her first movie, I think. She's done some other movies and stuff like that. She was doing one probably show or a theater or something with Matthew Perry, which is pretty interesting. She has not done any interviews that I've seen. She's not done much interviews. So I was very excited at the time that I'll be the first one to do it, like a long conversation, but hopefully we can do it. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just guessing. Maybe she was not interested. Maybe it could be anything. Maybe she's busy. Maybe she's also not interested. I don't know. It's very hard to say because it happened from out of nowhere. It was like on the day of the recording, I was told that she's sick because it was happening on Monday. And on the Sunday, the agent told like she's sick. She, I don't know, probably she ate something or she's sick right now. And then on a Wednesday or Thursday, I was told again that she now has a busy schedule. So I don't know. I'm just probably making stupid meanings right now. But yeah, I'm just hopeful that maybe we can do it. We'll see. But I have to wait a few months more. Maybe in July, I can reach out and see. Cloaker Queen. It's President Scratch. I have a question. It's a bit out there. President Scratch, how's it going? Welcome on in. Cloaker Queen, why do you not name yourself President Scratch here? But thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. Courtney Hope was, yes, she was in Quantum Break. I have not played that game. That's the one Remedy game I've not played. Quantum Break. I've played all the other Remedy games except that one. Maybe one day actually, it's on sale, so maybe I'll play it. Wait, I think I bought it. I don't remember if I bought it. But yeah, it'll be fun. Yeah, Courtney Hope was in that game, and Sam talked about how he sometimes liked working with the same actors again, so he brought Courtney Hope from there. And I think we'll see something in Control 2 because I know the Remedy is working on Control 2. The writing team is working on it at least. Don't know what they can announce, if they can announce anything, because right now they must be focused on Alan Wake's DLC. Camera, don't do this to me right now. I'm missing something. Sorry, hold on one second. Because she didn't go. Oh, she is. Is she not doing it? Sorry, I just wanted to see something really quickly. Yes, Frankie Kevich, who played Conduit in Apex Legends, was going to do a signing. She hasn't started. I don't know why. She hasn't started. Anyway, sorry. Sorry for taking the attention away. Apologies. I mean, apologies. I gotta change my name. I have a project. I'm working on a love letter of some sorts, and I was wondering if you would be interested in participating. My surprise, Vida and everyone. A love letter of some sorts. I would like to know what that is. Like, I would like to know what this love letter of some sorts is about. So yeah, I would love to know a little bit more about it if you don't mind sharing. You know, you can get in touch with me on Twitter. You can get in touch with me on email. Find my email in the about section of this channel. So you can do that, or you can just get in on Twitter, DM me maybe. I would love to know more. Been thinking about her performance daily since I played the game back in November. Holy crap, she's amazing in it. It'll be so interesting to see who they get from Max Payne remake since James McCaffrey is gone. Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do. Everything based on Max Payne is gonna be going through Rockstar, so it depends upon Rockstar really on what they want to do. Remedy cannot do anything yet unless Rockstar tells them to. So if Rockstar is stopping it at the moment, then Remedy cannot do it. So it's all upon Rockstar. I wanted to talk about that, but you know, Sam talked about how they don't know and it's only Rockstar who knows. So they have not heard from them. That's what he's told me. So I was like, there's no point on talking about it. Yeah, and going back to Christina did a fantastic job in those self-tape videos, I guess. And Matthew talked about it, like in the episode, the recent episode, on how he was shocked at one of those scenes, and he and his son gasped seeing it. It's a very heart-crushing moment, and I really enjoyed it. It's really surprising, shocking, and I was like, oh my god, that's fucking cool. I never expected it. I need to play Counter Break. It's the only game. Yeah, I have not played Counter Break either. It's the only game I've not played. Have you ever thought of bringing in the OG cast of Max Payne? What do you mean the OG cast of Max Payne? I mean, there's only Max Payne, but like, I mean, there's other people, sure, but they don't have like a huge part to play in it. What do you mean the OG cast? Since Nicole and Alfred. Oh, Nicole and Alfred Wooden were played by Sam Lake's parents. Yeah. I know that they were played by Sam Lake's parents, but I don't know if I can bring Sam Lake's parents into this. I don't know if they were voiced by their parents, but their faces were used for sure. I don't know if they're voiced. If they were voiced by the parents, maybe not. I'm not sure about that exactly. But I don't know if I'll be bringing them. Those are not as big characters, in my opinion, just me. So, and again, they're Sam Lake's parents. I don't wanna disturb them. Hey, they did it because they didn't have the budget to bring in actors, and they could only bring James at the time. I don't think so they could bring anybody else. And everybody else is a friend of Sam, or someone that Sam knows. and it's probably James was the only one they were hiring. Everybody else is Sam's friend. Even Marco, who was in the game, in the first game, Sam's friend. So like they were all Sam's friend or relatives. So at the time they could have done that. They're going to re-record the lines. I don't know. It depends what they will do. Have you also tried reaching out to Marty Soloso? Oh, yeah, nice. Play Artie. Sasolo, sorry. Might be spelling that name completely wrong. And I don't think so. I have reached out to him. I don't know if I have reached out. I don't think so. I've reached out to him yet. I did reach out to the brothers in the game in Alan Wake 2, played by the same actor. Forgetting his name. I did reach out to him. I think I did. I don't remember. I don't think so. I reached out to RT. I don't think so. But I did reach out to the actor who played the brothers. How am I forgetting it? Whatever the brothers they were. I'm forgetting the names. But I reached out to them or him. So, but I don't know. We'll see whether they're interested. One sec. Okay, sorry. So Marco, it would be dope to see him on here. Poets are like my favorite band since the original Alan Wake. Yeah, same for me. Oh, so for me, it was since Max Payne 2 I got to know Poets. And that's why I wanted to talk to Sam about Max Payne 2 specifically and how they brought Marco and Poets at the time to Max Payne 2. Because Max Payne 2, the first song, Late Goodbye, was the first song. And they made it for Max Payne 2. Which is funny because in the album, Signs of Life, the first album, it sports Late Goodbye was not their first song. Technically, it was another song, but Late Goodbye came first. But anyway, so I talked to Sam, about Max Payne 2 and how Late Goodbye was my first introduction to Poets of the Fall. At the time, obviously Poets of the Fall was way ahead, but like when I played Max Payne 2, that's how I got to discover Poets of the Fall. But yeah, Marco, I don't know. The thing is, the reason that I don't want to get in touch with Poets of the Fall is because I'm not a music guy. I don't know the intricate moments of music. I don't know anything about that. I'm not a music person. So I feel like it would be injustice to talk to someone who is into music with someone who is not into music, in the sense of who's not into the industry of music. You know what I mean? Like does not know the technicalities of it, does not know terms of it, stuff like that. Like I don't know. So I don't think so I'm the best person. If somebody who knows music, who has recorded music, who is a musician themselves, if they talk to Marco or Poets, it makes more sense. So I don't want to make an episode because I don't know how I will connect to him just by, oh, I love your songs. And probably like, yeah, sure, we can know what and how he thought about it, but I feel like that conversation could go in much further detail with someone who is actually into music and the creation of music, and they will be able to talk much more. So I watched this person. I watched some videos. So I watched this person who reacts to music, and she's a musician or a vocalist, I think. And she was reacting to Miles Kennedy, who is the lead singer of Alter Bridge. And I love Alter Bridge, amazing band. She was watching some of the videos, and then she had Miles Kennedy on the show, on her like a podcast per se, an interview. And I was like, that's great. She's a musician. She's a vocalist herself. She can ask some questions that a vocalist will know to a lead vocalist in a band. It makes sense. Like, okay, that would be a conversation, because now they're having conversations based on vocals. And of course, there's some other conversations that are based general, but there's some conversations that are based on only be known, more importantly, in depth by someone who creates music and someone who is a vocal artist themselves. So that makes sense. For me, at least, that's how it is. It was sad to see Lance Reddick. Didn't get to see Lance Reddick as Mr. Doe. Yeah, it is unfortunate that we lost Lance Reddick. It was so shocking for me, really. But I'm glad that he got to play some really cool characters in video games. He played. I don't remember his name in Quantum Break. His name was not Door. His name was something else. But he played that. He played. Forgetting the name again. He played in Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West. Forgetting the name. He played that there. He played another character in Destiny 2. He did a few characters in video games, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, it was great to see David. David did a fantastic job. Being a fan of video games himself and being a fan of Remedy, it's so fun a conversation. And I'm a fan of him because he is. I saw him in Supergirl, and I've been a fan of him ever since. So Hatch, yeah, Hatch. He played Hatch. But yeah, I'm a fan of David Harewood since Supergirl. I watched that show first. And when I got to know that David Harewood is in the goddamn game, I was like, oh my god, that's no way. David Harewood? That's fucking amazing. So yeah, I was a fan of him anyway. So I told him, like, I've been a fan of yours in Supergirl and so also stuff like that. And that's why I talked about Supergirl in the podcast. But I got to know about his story, which is very eye-opening for me, and how he battled his battles, which is also a interesting battle that he had to go through. Saw his documentary, which is really painful to watch. It was all in preparation for the interview. So I was like, oh my god, that's a interesting journey David has gone through. That's fair. The music was my teenage years, pretty much. Oh, really? That's pretty cool. I still listen to their music. I love Poets of the Fall. Poets of the Fall has the recent one is Fire Dancer, I think the album. I love them. I love all their songs. They don't have that metal song or rock song per se. They have a different kind of vibe. With Poets, Old Gods of Asgard is a completely different thing. I saw him in Fringe TV show. Silence. Yeah, he was Silence. There you go. Silence in Horizon. Fringe TV show. I don't know. Actually. Fringe or Bosch. I actually don't know. Fringe, I kind of probably have heard. Also saw David first in Harewood. Supergirl. Yeah. David Harewood was pretty cool. Supergirl. And that's why it was so fun to talk to him about Supergirl. And he misses that cast so much. He talks about that cast quite often. He's posted so many Throwback Thursdays. So many Throwback Thursdays. That's been fun. It's so interesting. Is she not? Oh, she started and finished it. Oh, I missed it. She did it in an hour. I was like, idiot. Okay. She started and finished it. Not bad. I just wanted to watch that signing, but it's fine. Watch Fringe is awesome. I'm surprised I haven't seen Melanie Lieber talk much about Alan Wake 2. I mean, it depends. Like, it really depends. It's depends upon the availability, depends upon what they're working on. They have lots of things to do. They're actors. They have lots of projects. Work is hard. So they might be working on different things that you don't know about. Like, they might be handling different projects themselves. They might have family stuff going on. There's a lot of different things that can be happening around them, with them, whatever. So it's really hard. I don't know. I'm not able to get in touch with the agent either. I'm getting no responses. So at this point, I don't know. Maybe in the future sometime we'll get to know. But I don't know. I wish I could, but it would be actually like I finally talk to all the big actors from Alan Wake 2. Or lead actors from Alan Wake 2, I guess. Not lead actors, but like whatever. If I could have gotten Melanie. But I've seen her I've seen her doing some podcasts as well. Some of the previous older interviews. Not exactly older. She kind of did a not so recent, but still probably in 2023 sometime, an interview. But it was not like a podcast, but it was like a longer interview as well. I've seen that, but like I don't know why she's not appeared. Couldn't tell you. If you watch Fringe, then go in blind. Don't see anything regarding the show, but I do want to know what the show is about. Again, to be honest, I have not. I'm not watching much series. I'm not getting much time, to be honest. The only time I watch something is when I'm eating. If I'm eating lunch or dinner, that's when I watch. So I did watch recently Shogun. I finished that. Amazing. I watched before that. I'm still watching X-Men '97, which is fun. Amazing, super amazing. Because of X-Men 97, I started watching a little bit of the animated Spider-Man series, and I'm watching right now Scooby-Doo. Watching the new series of Scooby-Doo, which I didn't know existed. Scooby-Doo and Guess Who. I'm watching that. It's just fun. I like watching these. Like takes me back to when I used to watch them in TV. So I'm watching that. I'm gonna watch some Spider-Man, and then I'm gonna go to something else, and also watch Oppenheimer. No, I didn't actually. I watched a little bit of Oppenheimer. I need to rewatch that movie to really understand because a lot of things happen in that movie. Okay. Sci-fi mystery. Okay. We'll see. I'll see if I can get the time. Fringe is my favorite show. I strongly advise watching it. It's so hard to describe properly, but if you like weird, please watch it. When did it came out? Fringe? I don't remember hearing it, but it feels like I've heard it. 2008. Ah, that's a long. Oh wait, Anna Torv Olivia. Why do I know this person? Seen her somewhere. I have seen this actress somewhere. Anna Torv played Olivia. Where have I seen her? Pacific. The Last of Us. There you go. That's where I've seen her. So I've seen her somewhere. The Last of Us. Ah, okay. Lance is in this. Who else is there? Joshua. I probably don't know any of these. Aaron Ashmore. Sean Ashmore's brother. Man, I didn't know they're like twins. Oh, Sean and Aaron, they both are there. Okay. I didn't know he had a twin, actually. Before I kind of researched it, I was like, oh, okay, who's Aaron? Why do they look same? Chadwick is in this? Some good costumes. Interesting. I like to see. Doctor and Mindhunter. We'll see that. Oppenheimer was so great. Going in blind will enhance your viewing experience. I think so. I'm not seeing anything yet. Just trying to see who the cast members are. Because I saw Anna Torv, I was like, I gotta see a little bit more. So that's pretty cool. Mindhunter, I don't know what that one is. Oppenheimer, I need to rewatch it actually. There's some moments that I just went over my head. So I need to watch that again. Mindhunter. Went from 2017 to 2019. Yeah, I don't know. Like these are series that probably take time to watch. There's some famous actors in the show playing great cameos. Yeah, you can see that. Yeah, some great actors. Anna Torv is in there, which is I saw her first in Last of Us. So like I know like during the casting of Last of Us show, a lot of people are like, oh, Anna Torv is in this. I'm like, I don't know. Unfortunately, probably she got popular from Fringe. Was also the Doctor in Mindhunter, which is I just saw. John Noble does tend to steal every scene he is in. Really? Oh, John Noble. I've seen him somewhere. Again, probably some other place. Oh, Conjuring 3. Oh, sorry, Lord of the Rings. There you go. That's where I've seen him a little bit. Conjuring 3. I remember Conjuring 3. And I was like, okay, I've seen him somewhere. Where else has he been? We'll see about that. I'll see if I can start French sometime. Even I haven't watched Mindhunter. Yeah, John Noble. From the things that I've seen, he does steal the scenes. I'll see. Maybe I'll start because I'm watching Scooby-Doo. I'm just a kid, but I'm watching Scooby-Doo. I'll watch that and finish that first. Yeah, John Noble is one. Yeah, I'll finish Scooby-Doo first. I'm watching that a little bit. It's just a childhood movie. Show. Characters is too close to my heart. So I'll finish that. I remember watching all these Scooby-Doo stuff. Anyway, so I'll finish that and then I'll probably watch French and start that up. Have you played Eleanor? I have not played Eleanor. But I did talk to someone who was in Illinois. Noir? How do I say it? Illinois? Illinois, I think that you call that. Yeah. So let me see. I did talk to someone from Illinois. What is this page? I have not played Eleanor. I know I would like to play it maybe sometime. I have not played that game though. How much is it right now? $20? The fuck? Why? Okay, it's not gonna show me, right? Hold on, let me see what he has played. I don't remember what he has played. Okay, I'm seeing the cast list. Nothing. Oh, there you go. He plays. I've not played this game, so I don't know. But he played Roy Earl. The character Roy Earl in Eleanor. His Adam J. Harrington. I talked to him about him playing Sindri in God of War, and 2018 Ragnarok. So I had him in my podcast quite early. It was last year, not last year, 2022. I think in November or yeah, I think in November. In November, I talked to him. It's fucking fantastic. Like another big score at that time. I had Daniel Bisutti from God of War who played Freya, and I had Adam J. Harrington, who played. The fuck are you doing it? Who played Sindri in God of War and God of War Ragnarok? So he played Roy Earl in Eleanor. Yeah, Noir. Yeah, something like that. How many episodes are there in Scooby Doo? There are 2 seasons. So right now, like, I've watched like 3-4 episodes or something. I watched 3 episodes. There's like 26 episodes in a season. And then there's a season 2, which also has 26 episodes. I want to watch all of it. It's just a fun, goofy little thing. Maybe I'll switch in between this and Fringe. See how much I get interested in it. How many episodes would Fringe have? Yeah, I'll see that once I start it. I'll start it and see how I go. But I would want to say I went 3 hours. I didn't want to go this long. But I just want to say thank you everybody for coming by to the stream. I appreciate you guys being here, for hanging out again. I didn't expect all of you guys to be here again. I don't want to do this kind of like a weekly thing, but I do want to do this catch-up stream of some kind in once a month at least. So next time you're gonna see me is sometime probably in May. May, maybe somewhat towards the end. Let's hope towards the end I can do like another separate live stream. So I would love to do another live stream, something like this, do a catch-up, talk to you guys and about games that we're playing and some just simple hangout stuff. For 3 hours, you guys listening to talking to me, all that stuff, which was pretty cool. Motu, thank you so much for subscribing. And everybody who came here, Shamik, Zachary, Evelyn, Bishop, Cloaker Queen. I know I'm missing a lot of other people here. Only Redacted, I know, remember him. Roshan, Solid, Python. All these are the people who came along. Thank you so much for coming by. I'm forgetting the names, but I'm so sorry about that. I don't remember all the names. But thank you all for coming. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here for 3 fucking hours. It's a long time. I guess you guys might have been on and off on this. But I'll see you guys next time. Just remember, there is going to be an episode of Behind the Voice podcast. This week, there was no episode. Next week and on Sunday, there will be an episode. Jasper William Cartwright will be that episode. And the next weekend after that, I will be announcing, I'm going to announce it here only. I'm having, I'm forgetting her last name. Let me just really quickly remember her last name. Christina Gallegos. I'm pronouncing her name completely wrong. But she played Madeline Celine in No Rest for the Wicked. I'm going to be having her as a guest next week as well. So her episode is going to be coming out the next weekend. So that is on the 12th of May. So on 5th of May, we're going to get Jasper Willem Cartwright, who played Sven. On 12th of May, you'll get Christina Gallegos, who played Madrigal Celine in No Rest for the Wicked. Very excited to talk to her about what she has done in that character. That character is very cold. But I would love to share that. Those 2 episodes are coming the next 2 week, next 2 weekends. And after that, I don't know. We'll see. Have to just see, wait and see. Might get Elias Joe Fixes on the show. I might get the actor from Hitman or Agent 47. Maybe. We'll see. And L. Newlands, possibly. Again, we'll see about that. But thank you everybody for joining in. I hope you have a lovely time. Hope you're having a lovely Sunday. For everybody else who is living in my time, I hope you had a good time. And I shall see you guys in the next stream or in the next video. And you know, I do some streams on Twitch. I cannot really guarantee you that. But yes, it'll be fun. It was fun being here. And I should see you guys in the next one. Have a good night, you guys. And thanks for being here again. I cannot thank you enough. This has been really cool. David Bates. Yes, David Bates would be fun. But it's been really cool. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much for helping me reach 7,000 subscribers. My podcast has reached over 600,000 views. Thank you. I have you to thank. So thank you for all the support and for constantly being here after all this time. I didn't expect to have this community build up, so it's been really amazing. And I try to have some really interesting stuff, and I try to stay in touch. You know, I have my community tab in my YouTube, so you know, I do some announcement stuff and here and there, and post some other normal conversations. So I always love hanging out. But yeah, it's been fun. 3 hours. I talked a lot. Now I think it's better if you don't listen to me for a while. I'll see you guys next time. I hope you have a good day, good week, and make sure you do everything that you want to do in your life. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.